for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and you're listening to the Voice of the People. Let's get ready for Boxing Voice.
Sky's the limit, baby.
BoxingVoice.com.
We don't fight for rings and stuff like that. I don't fear anyone.
En este deporte no se viene a jugar y no le tengo miedo a nadie.
We don't come to play in this sport. I fear no one in this sport.
Does that mean that you will fight Triple G later this year?
Como lo dije en la pelea pasada, ahorita mismo me vuelvo a poner los guantes.
As I said in the last fight, right now I'll put on the gloves again.
¡Viva México!
Canelo wants to unify all the titles.
When did you realize, Andy, that you could take his power?
Because of the Mexican warrior that I am, I got that Mexican blood in me. So, talking about the Mexican style, I just proved it.
BoxingVoice.com.
Ain't no other sight in the game to see the Boxing Voice.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back, and thank you, boxing gods. Yo, I was super excited when it was going to be Shannon the Cannon versus Tyson, but I think I'm over the moon with Roy Jones versus Tyson. Now, I know it might not be a competitive one, but I mean, to have two legends in the ring at the same time, I'm excited to talk about this and watch it. The fact that Jake Paul's going to be on the undercard and Badou Jack is the most out of this boxing world thing that we've ever seen. Because first of all, it's an exhibition. Secondly, you can have a real boxer on there who's like really still active, and then a YouTube boxer, and then a legendary exhibition. So that's just amazing. We could have just done the show just on that. But obviously, we got to discuss Virgil Ortiz, who's going to be taking on Samuel Vargas on DAZN. So if you don't have DAZN, get it back, because they're back with some good boxing. This is one good boxing card of many to come. Obviously, we also have the Linares versus Javier Fortuna show. So if you don't have DAZN, use the link in the description. In every one of our videos, we got a link to get DAZN, and it doesn't cost you anything extra, but your favorite podcast gets a little kickback. Then we got to be talking about Canelito Alvarez, and the fact that it looks like more and more Callum Smith could be the runner-up or in the runnings for that Canelo fight. But there's a twist now. Tyson-Roy Jones Jr. have stolen the Canelo date. Yeah, really. So there's a lot to talk about. I mean, this is just really crazy. Does Canelo now have to get a real opponent? Can he still do Canelo versus Callum, knowing that Tyson and Roy are out there willing to steal all that pay-per-view money, which at the end of the day translates to DAZN money too, right? They need those subscriptions. Then we have, last but not least, we will be discussing Joyce's, kind of tune-up. Don't really want to call it that. No disrespect to my man, Helen from Russia, I believe, or Germany. Welsh, I don't know. Mitty's from the UK. He'll know how to pronounce it when we get to him. And Daniel Dubois taking on, the blue pill, Pfizer, right? So he's down with the Viagra company. That's the name of his opponent. But look, it's all good. We're here to talk boxing. You know nothing but to call in. 1-425-569-5241. Press 1 one time. Voice your opinion right here on the Voice of the People hotline. Don't forget, you could also add Nestor Gibbs on Skype to be part of the conversation from anywhere in the world. So, yeah, man, let's get this thing started and head on out to some of these co-hosts. Talk some boxing. Who am I go to first? Eeny, meeny, miny.
It's me, Mario.
Shortest intro wins.
As in Mario, keeping it short and sweet, letting everybody know that it feels good to have a Thursday preview show. Like, it feels like boxing's back. For the last 8 years, Thursday, I mean, off and on, I'll say that, but definitely Thursdays have been preview shows, and it's starting to feel like more boxing's back. So let's chop it up. What up, fellas?
I am the unified heavyweight champion of the world.
I know you're booing me because I whipped the fighter's ass, but that's boxing.
On this side of the pond, we're serious. Do you know what I mean? UK Great Britain boxing is on the map.
My God, I feel terrible. I feel terrible that I'm living in your head rent-free.
Yo, what's up? I'm that guy, that voice from across the pond. I'm happy to be with you guys, TBV family. And it's good to have, like Mario said, like a normal Thursday show. And, man, Mike Tyson, man, Roy Jones. I've got plenty to say about it. And but I'm looking forward to that topic, to be honest. And like Ness said, we also got Joyce in action tomorrow. He's in there with a German dude, actually. It's called Michael Wallisch or Wallisch. So yeah, let's see, man. Do me over to you, my man.
I'm the best ever. I'm the most brutal and most vicious and most ruthless champion there's ever been. There's no one can stop me. Lynch is the conqueror. No, I'm Alexander. He's no Alexander. I'm the best ever. There's never been anybody like me. I'm Sonny Liston. I'm Jack Dempsey. There's no one like me. I'm from there, Claude. There's no one that can match.
Chip! Yeah, man. I mean, what's not to get excited? We got Mike Tyson back in action. Yeah, he's old, but I mean, the nostalgia and the fans that have been fans of Mike Tyson, I know they appreciate this one. And he's fighting Roy Jones Jr., It's an exhibition fight. Come on, guys. But, after that first 2 rounds, you just never know how much these guys can turn it up and make it entertaining. I mean, we gave Jake Paul and KSI a chance. I mean, why wouldn't we give the champs a chance? I like it. I'm excited. And I'm also excited for the Virgil Ortiz card in Indio, California. So, yeah, man, I'm ready to kick it with the fellas, man.
We're being attacked, man. We're being attacked, believe me.
Pardon me.
Call you. I thought somebody was coming in hard.
Killing me. I'm the...
Oh.
He getting us pumped right now.
I know. That's yo, you had me
Junior,
Mike
mistake.
Tyson.
That's by mistake. I'm trying to add the Ortiz overlay. And it keeps playing the soundboard. I guess I gotta remove the soundboard.
The sun don't shine forever. Yo, that gives me some hardcore Fight Night Season 1 vibes, like for real. And actually, probably every Fight Night, because at this point it feels like, when wasn't that song in Fight Night?
That was actually Georgie Porgy, the long lost.
Oh yeah, I knew that.
TBV,
yeah.
But this is his beat.
We're being attacked, man. We're being attacked, believe me. Y'all killing me, man.
I'm the most vicious and most ruthless champion there's ever been. I'm the best ever. There's never been anybody ruthless. I'm Sonny Liston. I'm Jack Dempsey. There's no one like me. I'm from there, Claude. There's no one that can match me. I am the greatest.
First of all, I'm not afraid of you. Then you gotta back it up, though. Big left hook.
Yo, that did get me hyped. That did get me a little hype. It's way longer than that. It's almost 3 minutes. That's oh. But listen, let's get right into it. Tyson and Roy. Damn.
Get him.
There's
8-round exhibition.
So much to talk about, right? Because first of all, it's on some app called Triller. What is that? What's going on, bro? Like, why isn't this on DAZN or like ESPN? And why is Badou Jack rumored to be on this? What the heck is going on for real? Because like if Badou Jack's involved, then that means Mayweather, Heyman, someone has to be involved. Like, how did this happen?
Right? Hasn't it got to do with like the little connection they've got with like the Jake Paul as well? Because I know Badou was quite involved in that Jake Paul versus Gibbs kind of fight on DAZN. And I'm also surprised that like DAZN is, I guess, like allowing Jake Paul to fight on a different app.
Yeah, I can't believe they're losing it.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be their guy, right? They're trying to branch out to a different audience and just bring in different people to download the app. And the Paul brothers and, matching up against like different athletes like from the NBA or NFL, that was going to be their gig, right? So I'm surprised of that a little bit.
Yo, so real quick, just to let y'all know, Triller is where the pay-per-view will be held on September 12th. It is going to be in California somewhere. Where's it going to be again? It is going to be in Health Sports Park in Carson, California. Oh, I'm sorry, Dignity Health Sports Park in Carson, California. That sounds like a multimedia place, like that they would hold Friday night light high school football games at. But it's going to be Mike Tyson-Roy Jones, and they are fighting on Triller, Triller, which is founded by the person named Ryan Kavanaugh. My bad. Ryan Kavanaugh, who's Relativity Media founder, which helps me very little in understanding who that is because I've never heard of him. But yeah, guys, I really don't know what this, and it's also going to be a 10-part docuseries featuring the behind the scenes and pre-fight footage. 2 episodes will be released each week leading up to the match.
They're trying to get you for that monthly subscription before the actual fight. So this is a drop the ball on all apps, not just the Zone. I don't want anybody to like point fingers at the Zone, but ESPN is dropping the ball here too. When you go on, go ahead.
I don't know if it's a drop the ball. I think it's just like a war, like between those new media or new apps type of thing. Because we never heard of Triller, like we never heard of.
I hear you, Mitty, but it's more. Right? So. It's more of a drop the ball when the hugest app doesn't get the hugest act. Like the Zone got Canelo, but they didn't get Mike. Like, there's nothing more iconic than Tyson other than Ali when it comes to boxing. That's how it goes. It's like Muhammad Ali, Mike Tyson, now Floyd. It's generational talent that skips multiple generations. And yeah, look, brother, I guarantee this Triller, whatever, they're going to get subscriptions. Roy versus, like, how American is that? Roy versus Tyson, like, who doesn't know those names?
So let's get into that, though, right?
Quick super chat.
Oh, go for the super chat, man.
Big Super Mech says, call me Mextradamus.
He did call it. He did call it.
He called it a long
time ago. When we were doing Mike Tyson shows, he said Mike versus Roy. And honestly, when he said it, I think I probably laughed. And now that it's like real, I'm excited.
I'm excited.
I'm getting the app. I never heard of Triller. I'm getting it.
I'll get it for that month. I'll tell you that. Or
that's what I wanted to. That's what I wanted to.
How do you spell that?
Triller.
Oh, Triller.
Yeah,
Triller, as in H-Town, Bun B, UGK.
But listen, like all of us here, right? We said like we're getting that app, and
they from Houston.
We kind of like getting excited for the fight, right? But like I want to take you back to I'm going back to a time in my life when I was like a young kid, right? And we're huge soccer fans. Forget soccer, we're huge football fans, right? We're gonna call it football because that's the real sport, right? So, and my dad used to speak like a lot about a guy called Pelé, and that's the name that equates to Muhammad Ali in boxing. And my dad growing up would always tell me that he's the greatest player ever. He's this, he's that. And in the early 90s, I was like a young kid, like, 8, 9 years old. And that guy Pelé had like an exhibition game. And I was hyped. I wanted to say, let me see who that guy Pelé is. I watched the game. My man was 50 years old, couldn't bust the skills, was trash. And then for me, I was like, Dad, well, what are we watching? This guy is no good, man. Like, this guy is basura. Whereas my dad was hyped. So I'm thinking like, what? We're gonna be in that same situation.
Never say Pelé is basura.
No. We're gonna be in that same situation where I'm gonna be hyped. I'm gonna watch that fight. They say, hey, you know what? This is Mike. This is Roy. And that's what they're doing. And then my son, hyped those two guys to him, saying that those guys are legend of the sport. And he's going to see 2 old dudes, not as fast as they used to be, not with the right reflexes. And he's going to tell me, man, those guys, they're not the real deal, man. I want to see the Anthony Joshua. I want to see the Canelo. I want to see, all those big names that are live right now, live dogs.
So maybe that's
the conflict to me.
If he tells you that Mike Tyson is trash, you're gonna have to live with it. But if he tells you Amir Khan's trash, I expect you to spank him for real. Like if he ever comes up to you and he says, "Hey, Coach Mitty," he calls you Coach Mitty, right? No, I'm just kidding.
It works around. He calls me Coach, man, Coach.
Oh, that would be dope. I wouldn't mind my kid calling me Coach.
But keeping it real, man. Maybe Mitty. Maybe it's not for that crowd, right? It's not.
But that's what I was getting at, right? So what crowd is it for? Is it for us, the guys that had lived through those guys and that know what those guys used to be? Or is it to attract like the new generation to boxing? And I don't think that's the case, because the new generation will be disappointed the way I was disappointed watching.
Listen, the YouTubers for.
This is not a competition with the zone. Listen to what this app is.
Well, I don't think that's what Mitty was saying, though.
No. I mean, well, at one point
you're just saying that out loud.
At one point, we did say. I said they dropped the ball, the zone and other app companies. He said, no, this is just competition. But this looks to be very similar to Instagram, YouTube, with a different feel. But let me just read what it is, right? So Triller is an entertainment platform built for creators. So that gives me the YouTube feel. It says a social video community where you can show the world who you are by capturing flawless video, sharing them in seconds. So that gives me the Instagram feel. Then it says express yourself and connect with content you love. Create amazing music video for trending challenges such as Drake, hashtag In My Feelings challenge, and many more. That gives me the TikTok feel. Millions have made Triller videos on the fly, including Chance the Rapper, Justin Bieber, Ray Schremer, Rita Ora, Kevin Hart, and more. So this is just an endorsement. This is getting a big name to put eyeballs on the app, but it's not like they're going to be continuously doing video unless they get obviously they're doing video, but what I mean is that they're not probably focused on fights or series, and this is more of a
it's like a stunt. It's
like
what's that
attention
video
grabbing?
Game? What's that video game that kids play? The 12-year-olds.
Right?
What do they play? Fortnite, right? Didn't Travis Scott and Diplo have like concerts on there or something? You know what I'm saying? This is to me kind of like the same thing. I mean, it's not the same, but it's for the same purpose. They're trying to get these two names that, let's be honest, if you know who they are, then you know that the fight's not really worth watching from that perspective. But if you don't know who they are and you're a kid or you're younger, you're in your young 20s, you didn't get to really see Mike, and you just know that mythological presence. And by the way, because you've been on social media in the last 6 months and you've seen that every time Mike posts something about him fighting, it's gone viral. So this all started with, like, first of all, real quick, let me just make my point. This might have seems like it started with 15 minutes of, or like 5 minutes of, footage in the last few months from Mike. But the fight between Mike and Roy has been going on for a long time. If you ever read James Prince's book, he'll tell you that they were supposed to fight. They were agreed to fight before Roy Jones lost to Antonio Tarver. So this is kind of like all that coming back. But initially this started off of social media buzz. So it makes sense that a social media app wants to capitalize off of it.
I'm just saying, how do they capitalize off their investment, though? How do you capitalize off your investment? You're attracting boxing fans to a creators app. I'm so lost at the marketing.
Are you, though?
I think
really, with
they're trying to get rid of TikTok.
Guys, I think like that's the model for all those like platforms, right? So, and we're getting way too much into like the business model of those apps and all those things, right? But I think that's what those guys do. They just like ride on the vibe of the moment, get as many views as possible, capitalize for as much money, and then they move on to the next big thing. They don't tie themselves into one specific things. They are everything for anyone and everyone, basically, and that's what their business model is. But forget that, though. Why don't we talk about
wait. This app is official. Look at some of the things. Use Triller to create professional-looking videos in minutes with help of our unique auto editing algorithm. look your best. So again, that part was YouTube. This part is Instagram. Look your best with 100+ filters and personalize your videos with text, drawings, and emojis. This part is TikTok, but better. Access top trending tracks on your own music library, which means no copyright. If I could make videos with real music, that's fire. Collaborate with friends next door or all over the world in a group video. I already downloaded it. I'm about to really see what could I create because like
it's gonna be nothing but people from the boxing place.
It says share videos. Look, share videos via Instagram. So again, now if you made a video with a music track and you could share it on IG and not get flagged, that's powerful. So share it on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, text, email, or save to your camera roll. You do that with Triller. Triller does the rest. So. Yeah, and it's a 4.7 star app, so its functionality is good.
Wow.
Listen, it would be good, right?
I should make this one point that I want to throw in there. It'll take me 10 seconds. This is selfish of me, but I'm actually really bummed that Shannon didn't get it. Like, imagine them following him for a 10 docuseries and every Friday he's on the show. You know what I'm saying? Like, that would have been so dope.
Of course.
I mean, if that fight meant he didn't get too busy for the show.
That's true. That's true. But I'm sure we could have squeezed. I'm sure he would have came on once or twice.
I mean, look.
Go ahead, Doomy. You haven't.
No, I would have liked Shannon.
I know, bro.
Yeah, I mean, like
Roy's the bigger name.
Yeah, he is. But someone who's giving us love and attention and all that.
I mean, he's not small compared to Tyson, right? Mitty, he's not small compared to Tyson.
It's not small compared to Tyson now, right? Like they both of them are just like heavyweight for real now, right? In their 50s or approaching their 50s, and the frame of Roy Jones is not a small frame. No, it was like a tall middleweight, super middleweight. So it transitioned okay into the light heavyweight and the heavyweight as well. Well, that was in his greatest stints in the heavyweight, but he had a few fights there. So yeah, no, I don't think size would be a problem. But just to close up on the app thing, right? I know that the app will be official because you have like big names in the social, in those kind of platforms, like in the YouTube world, like Jake Paul involved. They want to attach their name to some kind of like trashy app that doesn't have the quality, right? He knows the game inside out. He's part of the game. He's a big name there. So if he's involved in there, I can guarantee you that the app will be official. Now, man, I like where you were going though, like Doomsday. Like, how about the fight, man? Like talk to us about the fight. Talk to us about the headgear first, like, because that's the one thing that popped up in our conversation before, like so.
Yeah, I didn't like that. I read something that said no headgear. Now I'm hearing headgear. That's corny.
I thought there wasn't supposed to be headgear.
No, Mike said it. Like, so in that interview with on First Take, right? He clarified that I believe that there has to be headgear because they're in California. They're going to do that in California. I guess it's not going to be a pro-sanctioned fight, so it has to be an amateur boxing fight. And I think for their age, California is probably enforcing them or forcing them to wear headgear, which is sensible to me, but it's going to take away from the imagery of it, right? You have two seasoned pro.
Well, let me spin it to you this way.
Right? So,
spin it.
Let me spin it this way. Do you think it's going to be a more entertaining fight because the fighters are going to feel like they can, throw a little harder because they have the headgear on? You gotta give them that. They were probably negotiating in that way, in that manner. Like, I can't hit this guy too hard, right? Look,
Doomy, you're the fighter, so I'm gonna ask you this question. Don't you think after years of being programmed to spar and not compete without headgear, or not compete with headgear the way you would without, that maybe there's like a mental thing that would prevent them from letting go like that?
No way.
Okay. No, I wasn't saying that. I was asking that.
Yeah, no, because if you look at Mike Tyson sparring when he was in his younger days, I mean, he would knock guys out all the time in sparring. Oh, yeah, and they would hammer him too. He's been knocked down.
So for me, the headgear, no headgear is not a problem for the fighters themselves, right? Every fighter, like whether you're a pro or an amateur, like they're used to sparring with the headgear and bigger gloves, right? And they keep that same intensity. The problem is for the viewers, right? So the viewing experience is not the same when you're watching two legends wearing headgear. Straight away, you just revert into your mind into sparring mode or non-competitive.
Yeah, once you get hit, right? I mean, look, like if you're sparring, right, Mitty, and then you go fight under the lights, you know your reaction is totally different when you get hit. When you get hit under the lights, you're like 100% killer instinct mode. I'm got to get back mine. I got to defend and hit him with something as well. So it's like, who's really in danger here? Like, who really has to hold back? Is it Mike Tyson or Roy Jones? You know?
Roy's in danger. Roy's in danger. Yo, bro, Roy's been getting knocked out past his prime for a long time. So, like, if Tyson has anything left, like in terms of power, not even skill, just in terms of power, I think the minute he connects flush, Roy goes to sleep. Or at least, his legs lock up and he looks crazy and the ref gives him an 8 because if there's headgear, he might not go to sleep. But I think Tyson sleeps him. Now, if it's headgear, are they really going to be going hard?
I think that they will go hard, like, because those are two competitive legends, right? So you're a competitor and you stay a competitor at heart. So whenever you're sparring in the gym, when you have the headgear and the bigger gloves, you give it your all. I don't care what.
But don't you think that it would have been sanctioned if that was the case? Like, here's my rationality. Okay,
it's not sanctioned.
No. I'm saying if that was the case, that they were going to be that competitive, don't you think the efforts would have been made to get the sanction? Now, don't get me wrong. I understand it might be impossible. Like, we don't know what Mike's health is. Maybe he couldn't pass the test, and that's why they're going this route.
No, I think that's what it is.
If they were going to make it this full out, like, who's better than who grudge match, like, wouldn't it be something that would make more sense to get sanctioned? The fact that it's an exhibition, I think it's going to be more entertainment than nothing.
I mean, it is going to be, let me tell you, it is going to be entertainment because you have those two legends that are going in there and, they obviously past their prime and, way past their prime, not just past their prime, way past their prime. But when you're in the ring, your instincts takes over. And I'm telling you that those guys are competitive. They are people that have been at the top. They know that people are going to be watching. You know yourself, Ness or Doomsday. We go in the ring, no matter who it is with, when we're sparring, we don't want to give anything, right? We just go. So, and no one can control that. Even if they say, like, as an agreement before the fight, oh, this is what you're going to do. When you're in there, who's going to stop you from just going and going for it? No one is going to stop you from going for it, except from the ref. He can stop it.
Super chat. No, finish.
Yeah. What they can do is basically shorten the length of the fight, which they have. They've made it an 8 round. I think that they could
8 rounder.
Yeah, 8 rounder.
They could have made it a 5. Yeah, they could have made it shorter, like a 5 rounds or like.
I thought a 6 was like a very good. But real quick,
have you guys heard? I'm sorry.
Real quick, just Big Super Mech says, my question becomes, how much is this going to cost? Because it does say pay-per-view. And if it's pricey, does Al take the Charlos back to regular Showtime? No, not at all. This cannot compete with what Showtime is presenting us. I don't even know. Well, no, I don't want to say that about Leo, but
it doesn't.
I don't think this is better than a Charlo pay-per-view.
It's got to be $10, man. It's got to be
okay.
$10.
Yeah, if it's like 10, 20. That's what I'm saying. It can't be something that competes with those on that price level. Like, I'm not paying $59.99, $79.99 for this fight.
You can't justify that. There's no title. You can't justify that. It has to be like, I'm going to say it. It's going to have to be priced the same way as like KSI, Logan Paul or whatever. It's going to be a $10 type of, type of fight. But yeah, to get back to the fight, I actually believe that Roy, on paper, should be the fresher. Roy actually had a competitive fight. Well, however you want to call it. Maybe it's not that competitive, but he fought in 2018. Mike hasn't fought since when? 2005 or something, or maybe.
Yeah, but
before that, right?
that's why he's not. But that's why Roy isn't fresher. Roy been getting knocked out for a minute,
I mean,
bro. He
I
been getting
get what you
that
say, like
brain
punch
shook
drunk
for a
and
minute.
punch drunk and retention and all those
Enzo
things.
Maracanelli.
Enzo Macronelli, but I mean, you can read like a bunch of name of Roy Jones box rec, and you would not know most of the guys. Like the last 5 guys he fought, I'll guarantee you that none of us have actually watched them outside of that fight with Roy, maybe. And I haven't even watched those fights with Roy, like some of the latest one. After Macronelli, I haven't watched Roy. Like, and that's the honest truth. Right?
Look,
so,
he fought on that UFC app against, I think it was Bobby Gunn, if I'm not mistaken. And, he hasn't taken an L in 4 fights since 2015.
But who is he fighting?
Mike Tyson, though, you have to also remember. No, you're absolutely right. That's not even the point I'm trying to make. The point I'm trying to make is that I don't even know if I hold that as much against him as the fact that Kevin McBride in 2005 was the last time we seen Mike. Before that, and he lost that fight in a 6-round stoppage. Yeah, and then Danny Williams, he lost before that. And then Lennox Lewis was his last really big fight that he lost in 2002. So it's like
if you want to know Mike's mindset, go back to the McBride fight and just listen to the interview at the end of that fight, right? In the ring itself. You say, man, I can't do this no more. I don't have the heart for this, blah, blah, blah. and it tells you.
It was bad times for Mike, man.
Yeah, but that's what it is. That's when he called it like.
Yeah, but he's a different place in his life now.
Those people.
This is the new Mike Tyson.
The new Mike, like
by the war gods.
With 15 years on top.
Yeah. You know what that
mind has been rejuvenated.
Mitty, you know what those 15 years are? Those 15 years are time off. The body's doing better.
Mr.
I'd love to be like that. Like, Benjamin Button, Mike Tyson, man. Like,
Benjamin Button, Mike Tyson.
That was a good movie, actually.
Yo, listen, man. Tyson could turn it back, especially on Roy, bruh. CYP.
I think he could, too.
Y'all need to cut that bullshit. Y'all need to cut that bullshit. And let's quit talking about Roy Jones been getting knocked out. Dude been knocked out once since 2011 in 13 fights. He got knocked out once in 13 fights. That ain't been getting knocked out. And Charles Marby, you have made the CYP hit list. Good job talking about Mike Tyson gonna come back and be world champion. All you gotta do is have faith in God. I know you watch this show. And when people have faith in God, we know you ain't getting a fight. Quit the bullshit. CYP out.
Let me see if he's
saying
right.
He's saying it's Maurice Lee in the chat with a different name.
Bruh, it say Roy been knocked out 5 times, bruh. And the last one was in 2015 by, oh my God, he let Enzo Macronelli knock him out?
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
Listen, that's what I'm saying,
bruh.
That's what I'm saying.
You get knocked out by Enzo, you are done.
Bro,
when you're watching your legends, like the people that you love, you've watched them growing up, you idolize, losing those type of fights. I don't want to just put Danny Williams down. But
at least
Danny
he knocked
Williams
out Bobby Gunn.
Never dreamt of beating Mike Tyson, and it happened. McBride never dreamt of beating Mike Tyson. And if he dreamt of this, he would wake up and apologize, like Muhammad Ali said, right? But that happened. And then Roy Jones,
it's like I said, Lebedev, he's gonna go down as a good cruiserweight. I don't know about first ballot or nothing like that. But Roy in his prime, we would have never thought Lebedev would have slept him, even though Roy in his prime would have probably never fought Lebedev. Lebedev was a cruiserweight. But he got slept there. He got slept by Danny Green, the Australian. Chill, Chizzy? Bruh, my man been getting slept.
All this reminds me of like a conversation we had a few days about Oscar, right? And my point then was that an average active fighter today beats those guys that have retired 10 years plus ago. And you guys will say, no, he can do that. Man, Oscar will just get demolished by a guy that you don't know that is maybe ranked number 67.
Roy ain't fighting 2 years either, though, Dougie.
Real quick,
Roy ain't fighting 2 years, and he ain't been a heavyweight since the John Ruiz fight.
Well, you about to make some money because Supermax in the background let me know Roy Jones is opening as the favorite according to. I don't think he even told me according to. Yo, Supermax, send me.
It ain't gonna be no real betting site. It's gonna be some offshore shit. We can't make no money on that. It's impossible. There's no way Roy's the favorite.
We'll see. I want to see who he's saying has got him as.
Make him the favorite. I would.
Y'all wildin',
He's
man.
a favorite where?
He's the favorite in your heart. He's the favorite in your heart.
Still, and it might take Mike a little longer to get, not even in the shape, but to get just all his bearings back to him. Like Roy Jones has been still doing this at the highest level, of course not. And should he have hung up the gloves? That's not for me to decide. But all I can tell you is that Mike Tyson is so far removed from whatever we saw from him in the last time we saw him in a professional ring that I don't know how you couldn't, in good conscience, make Roy Jones, the favorite. He's got to be the favorite.
So I sleep. Yeah, we about to sleep.
Listen,
Roy.
I'm not saying that listen, I want y'all to be understood. What I'm talking about is betting, okay? And in that sense, I would put money on Mike, depending on what the odds look like.
So you telling me that you feel like Roy Jones is the
deserves
favorite?
the odds, the favorite, but I think that there could be money to be made. So it's like a different set. Like if they're coming even at 50-50, I'm not putting nothing on nobody. Like, are you kidding me? I don't know what to expect. Mike could go in there, break a hip. I have no idea. Roy Jones could go in there and,
Does Mike look like he's breaking a hip?
Listen,
I'm not saying that.
Mike look like he gonna break Roy hip.
Listen, all I'm saying is when Jermell Charlo and Rosario come in the ring, I expect something from them at the highest level because they are highest level caliber type fighters. But when Mike Tyson and Roy Jones Jr. come back 15 years after they were supposed to meet originally, I don't know what to expect. I ain't gonna lose my money.
I would put money on Roy. Like I'm telling you, just because of like the way boxing works, right? So obviously we know all our idols and everything, and just go back to old school fights, right? And take active fighters. When you see that people like Muhammad Ali at the end of their career, still active as a professional, goes in there against people that give him like a boxing lesson, and. Mind you, they were like young and fresh, like the young and fresh Larry Holmes. Like those are two old dudes, right? But I've got to go with common sense that tells me that Roy should be the favorite because of age and time and physical. We're not talking about them back in 1995. We're talking about them now in 2020. Come on, man.
Word. You are absolutely correct.
Yo, how does a vibration plate create stamina or build stamina?
I don't even know what a vibration plate is.
It's just it works on your core, right?
What is that?
It's like those
half bubble.
Yeah, or no, just that, and then it's got like an engine in there, and it just shakes and vibrates.
Oh, where you put that belt around you, and it's like.
Or you can do like different type of exercises with that, but it's supposed to work on your stability and your core, right? So because it shakes everything up, and then
I know what that. Okay,
in balance, and you're trying to just like maybe like muscle endurance, core endurance, but not stamina,
Yo, real quick, super chat. Mad Bent 100. Roy is the favorite. Mike, old pothead.
Damn, you could have added the word for him, Mike, an old pothead. Yo, hilarious, dog. I seen that, had me laughing, for real. No, I get it, yo, because Mike did sign his contract hitting the blunt. Like, yo, word is born, the fight is on, and he was taking a pull. Y'all ain't see it?
He did.
Yeah, I saw it.
But listen, it don't matter. I keep telling y'all, there's people that smoke weed and run marathons. Look it up.
The DS brothers are
runner's high. It's called runner's high.
Combat sports in terms of endurance, and they smoke a lot.
If you don't believe him, just check out that guy called Lester Gibbs on Border Wars, man. He smokes hell of pot, man. He's doing it.
He got
man.
an engine for days.
I'm not Mike Tyson though.
Yo, I think
you're putting people down though, man. Come on, don't play.
Nah. Yo, stop making me smile, Mitty. Stop making me smile. Yo, but CYP trying to win this argument. He like, yo, Ness in his narratives, Roy ain't lose in 13 fights and he only got knocked out once. All right, let's have a little game here. Max Alexander. Raise your hand if you know Max Alexander. What about Paul Glazewski?
Listen, I know them all because I checked them before the show.
You was ready. Was ready.
So when you finally face somebody who ain't even the fact that he got slept by Enzo, that should be
sounds like a car racing guy.
No, Enzo the Ferrari.
No, but Enzo was I guess like a legit, at least like British level type of boxer, right?
Cruiserweight at one point in his life, but he got slept. He got slept by David Haye, dog.
Yeah, he did. I watched that fight with Roy, and I was sad, man. And I was sad, and that's when I decided, that's it, that's over. I don't want to see him again in those type of competitive matchup. Now, those type of fantasies fights, I'm gonna watch because I'm like a fan. I'm reminiscent of that old time, and I want to see those two legends doing an exhibition. But like I said when I opened, it does nothing for the new generation. The new generation will just like be looking at me and telling me, "What are you talking about? Those two old dudes, right? They're gonna just make me feel like I'm some kind of old guy."
Bro, why you acting like Mike Tyson hit in the midst like an old man, champ?
Exactly.
You mean to tell me
rejuvenated.
Hey, man.
Ain't gonna look at Mike Tyson and look up to his dad and be like, "Dad, who is that monster?"
He's rejuvenated.
Let me tell you, yeah. Let me
real
tell
quick. We got a counterpunch from CYP.
You weak, pathetic fool.
I drug him back.
Hey, do me, cut that bullshit out. But listen, man. Hey, I want y'all to raise your hands if once means always. In any language, we got some Mexicans out there, we got some Brits, we got some Africans. Tell me if once means always in any language. Ness, you lost this one, man. Let's just move on. Enjoy the show. CYP out.
I mean,
right.
Okay, on a technical aspect, I guess I was looking for that.
Yo, listen, like, do me. You know better than most, man. The mitts and all that, it looks nice, it looks slick. And that's Mike. Mike has got years of like muscle memory on how to hit those mitts properly and make it sound nice. It's not you average dude that goes and hit mitts.
Yo, when he's in there you a hater, man.
Target.
Every time we do a show on an old dude coming back, you don't want them to come back.
Because I love them. Because I love them.
I love them more. I want to watch them.
Yeah, you want to watch them just like get disrespected.
No.
You want to get to watch them. Yeah, that's what will happen. Like that's what will happen. Not with us, not with you. Like none of us will do that. Us will be reminiscing and will be happy. Mike will do a little bit like a move to the side with the head. We say, "Oh, did you see that? That was slick."
He looked like the old Mike. Yeah, I can't wait.
Where's your son next to you will be looking at it and say, "What are you talking about that? He almost broke his hip trying to do that." You know what I mean?
You're really a hater. You're a hater. Almost broke his hip.
You know what I mean? And that's what it is. Like, that's the reason why I will watch it because I love this. And in a way, I don't want them to be in there with a fresher, younger fighter. I'd rather them fight at this stage and give us that exhibition. That's nice. There's a little bit of a competitive matchup that'll give us what we need. But, man, I think they're going to damage their reputation.
I don't think it's competitive. I think Mike walks him down. Like, Mike is a killer, and this is his first fight back. He got all them interviews about under the lights and having to know how to perform. There's no way that he's going to sit there and play with Roy and let Roy be the splashy
Hell
Roy.
No.
He better walk his little ass down and say, "You don't belong here." Boop, bop, 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 bop. We got a super chat from James Kelly.
I'm a fan of both fighters. Every loss but the last Tarver fight, it was okay. Mike is going to go all the way out. Watch his training at 53 years old. Devastating.
We got another one from Big Super Mex, the mastermind.
Says, this will inspire De La Hoya Trinidad too. Mextradamus has spoken, and we're going to get that win back.
Yo, I haven't seen Trinidad. You got to talk into the mic. I haven't seen Trinidad in a video like looking like he even liked boxing since the 20s.
Me neither.
Well, let me address.
I said the 20s, but I meant to say like 20 years ago.
let me address like a comment in the chat. I don't think he's He's a Patreon, but he's talking about my thing, man. He's talking about Dragon Ball Z here. I don't know if you guys know, but he's talking about Goku versus Vegeta, and he's saying like Roy Jones is Goku.
Never. I saw that.
And Tyson is Vegeta.
You crazy.
Why? Listen,
Roy Jones is Supercell and Tyson's like Goku.
Listen, I mean, Tyson is like Majin Buu right now. Boo Boo, right? And then, listen, my guy is Vegeta. Man. Vegeta's a bad man, man.
Yeah, I like Vegeta, man. He was always the odd man out.
Anyway,
I'm
that's
excited,
a
man.
side thing.
Yo,
man.
listen, let's talk about the promotional video. I really wanted to play it. Someone put a little clip of it in the chat. I gave you the YouTube link because Triller has a YouTube, and they have the full promo. It's only 1 minute and 12 seconds long. I'm also put it in the chat for anyone that hasn't seen it. And it's pretty good production, man. I'm excited to see if one of these boxing writers do an article and let us know who was the director. It'd be interesting if it's like Ross Greenberg from old school show HBO, because this video looks really well put together. The way they got Roy there and he's sitting on a stool and he's like, man, look, yo, you seen his thighs and look at his biceps, and it's like, damn. They're selling the David and Goliath, and he literally says David and Goliath, like, I'm, this is the David and Goliath story. I'm going up against the giant, and all I got is God, and that's how I like it. I love it. I got David and Goliath right here for many, many, many years. So, like, I love this. I love everything about this. They already started promoting it, right? The fact that these old dudes, right, who society likes to say that we don't have a handle on social media and technology. These old dudes took to social media. Yo, Tyson, my hero, smoking a raw cone, signing a contract. Like, that is legendary for me. I'm like really excited.
When's the last time your favorite fighter signed the contract?
Smoking an L. Exactly. Like, how could you not ride with Mike? Like, let's go.
This the new me.
And so one of you mentioned it before when I was talking, right? What I do like about Mike right now, though, and in a way he's talking, is energy. When he spoke to like what's his name, Kellerman, Max Kellerman. Max Kellerman was trying to downplay this and trying to just question him like along the line that I am doing right now, and he just like he came back with that energy in his voice that will tell you that, listen, let me do what I want to do because I can do it. It's not because I'm 50 plus years old. I can do it and I'm hungry. So I like that because it's inspirational. It's inspirational, man. And it motivates everyone. It's not the Mike that made that interview at the end of the McBride fight. It's like, hey, I'm done. It's the Mike that is hungry for it. But it doesn't make a difference, though, like in terms of, what we're going to see in the ring. It's good. I hope we see like a good competitive matchup.
You just believe deterioration, took control. But I think with 15 years, if that's the truth, I didn't even count it. But if he's been out of the ring that long, bro, whatever.
I think it's 2004.
Whatever was wrong is okay now. That's over. First of all, he's in a different place in his life, man. He's in look at Shannon Briggs when we talk to him. He's in a different place. They got different wives now. It's different support systems.
I agree. And I love them. I love the energy they bring, and I love like the outtake they have on boxing. But the reason why Shannon aren't getting the fights that he wants is because people who sanctions those fights come up with the logical argument and say, yo, Shannon, I love you and I love what you're telling me, but I can't have like your health on my conscience. Like the British Board of Control, I believe, like, refused a few fights, like maybe 2 or 3 years back for Shannon, just because of that, right? They're worried about what it's going to do.
Mitty, this just goes to show that boxing is something that's forever. And, DAZN, someone, ESPN, PBC, Thriller, they need to invest in a seniors league. Majors. Call it the majors.
Yeah,
call it the majors.
What do they call it?
That's what Tyson.
Right? The elite.
But listen, that's what Tyson.
Masters
that's what
division, I think. Yeah.
that's what Tyson is trying to do. That's what Tyson is trying to do. Is that obviously his fight will be part of it, but when I listen to him, he's saying, "Listen, I'm trying to bring like a concept that is called the Legends League." So he's not talking just about his fight. He's saying like it's open to everybody, not just with regards to boxing, but for MMA, for basketball. And he said a few things like, wouldn't you want to see like, I don't know, Allen Iverson going one-on-one on half court against Rodman or something like that, if you're a basketball fan, right? Things like that. And I love that. And, you know, that concept exists again in soccer, right? In soccer, you have like people like Ronaldinho, they're expert in like skills, like, and that skill they'll never lose. They do crazy things that, you know, even when they're 60 years old, and me as a 20-year-old, I'll never be able to do. And I want to watch this, and I watch this. But, you know, with boxing, it's slightly different because, like, we kind of hitting people in the face, man. Like, so that's the different aspect of it.
CYP with a super chat says, brain in a better place, body in a worse place. And I guess he's talking about Tyson. I don't know, man. Listen.
He's been in worse places.
There's no facts on this, but we all seen that Bob Marley documentary, man. He was diagnosed with cancer. They told him to amputate his foot. He like, chill, Chizzy, I want to keep playing soccer, and just kept smoking for many more years to come before, you know, it really got bad for him. So I say all that to say that maybe the weed helped his body.
It's called football. It's called football, Ness.
Football.
Oh, football. Oh, that's what they call it in Jamaica, football?
That's what they call it everywhere else.
Yo, I was watching an episode of Strain Hunters today, and they basically try to insinuate that St. Vincent supplies all the Caribbean. I never even knew that, or even thought of that. Could that be true?
Maybe so.
Right. Weed?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, because I think it's legit in St. Vincent. I mean, same kind of legit as Jamaica. Hey, on.
And what do you think about this Jake Paul? I mean, what's?
I wanted to ask y'all about that because I don't watch basketball. Who's the dude he's fighting against? I was about to say who.
Robinson?
I said the dude he's playing. Like they about to have a one-on-one. What's my man's name though? I never heard of him.
Nate
Robinson. He played for the Knicks.
Is he?
I think he played for the Knicks.
Was he famous?
Yeah, he was a really good basketball player.
He's 2.4 million followers famous.
Oh damn. That ain't that much.
Really good.
That ain't that much.
He made the All-Stars, if I'm not mistaken, like several times.
New York Knicks been around for like 100 years, bro. So for you to only have 2 million followers, kind of whack. Javonta, you know, Floyd Mayweather Promotions just came out and he got 1 million.
Yeah, but you got to understand that Nate Robinson was drafted in 2005. Like, he's an older player. He's 36 right now. So it wasn't like he was popping on social media. You know what I'm saying?
Damn, 36. They about to feed him to Jake. Do he look
so
good?
Word, you think that a professional athlete retired at 36? All right. I don't know if that's feeding, though.
Listen,
he's a professional athlete.
Listen, if this dude ain't been boxing, Jake got the head start. Hell yeah. I love them Border Wars fights for them dudes that never fought. Bring them on. You crazy.
Jake is not bad, you know?
Yeah, no, Jake got an advantage, man. Jake got an advantage on him already. Unless you tell me my man been working out and he's been
Nate
training.
Robinson's a world-class athlete.
I
think that whatever Jake has done, you got to give the edge that Nate can do or accomplish in a shorter amount of time.
I don't care what athlete you are. It's different from boxing, man.
Yeah, let me say that he's a world-class athlete. I understand that and I agree. So, you know, there are a few things that you won't have to worry about him in terms of like how to work on his power, how to work on his endurance, how to handle the nerves and all those things. But the reality, and I see that all the time, I see that through people that come from playing football that just go into the gym and they think that they can automatically translate their athleticism to boxing, and they get whooped by guys that are out of shape, but they just know how to manage distance. So I don't know that guy. Maybe that guy knows a bit about boxing, so I can't make a judgment on that. But if he can't box, Jake Paul is gonna just he's gonna beat him because he knows.
Who's this guy?
He's born in Seattle.
Who's this guy that's training him, Coach Mitty? Do you know him? It's the IG is the Mid Tech. No, for Nate Robinson. It's the MidTech Institute of Boxing, founder and owner of Dopamine Boxing.
Put it in pre-pro.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it in the pre-pro right now.
No, real quick, I just want to say that my bad. I thought I just looked it up. He never made the All-Star game, but yes, that's what I remember him in is dunk contests. That's how I remember Nate Robinson most is dunk contests.
How tall is this basketball player?
He's short.
He is 5'9".
Oh man, ain't Jake like 6 feet something?
Yeah.
Bro, they wild.
Yeah, that's what his Instagram profile says.
Bro, they wildin'. First of all, DAZN wildin', slipping up with this.
Nah, bro. They trying to be the DAZN. They trying to be the Netflix of sports. I don't know.
I'm just saying, I don't think Jake got his start or his not start because he started himself on YouTube with the YouTube pay-per-view, but he transitioned to the big television networks with DAZN, and like they let him slip. That's crazy.
And listen, isn't Jake like has like a legit like pro license because he had to get one to fight on the Metro USA against Gibb? So what does that mean? Like, is that fight going to be a pro sanctioned fight? And I mean, does that basketball guy is going to have to get?
It could be an exhibition. It could be an exhibition because Mike's an exhibition. Yeah, man. Wow. Wait, we got a super chat.
It on the pre-pro.
You said what? Okay. We got a super chat from Steve in Chicago that says, Mitty, we are here to see fights. If you want to fall in love, go to a dating site. What are you talking about, Mitty? What you was falling in love with?
Yeah.
Oh, I think the nostalgia. I think it's the nostalgia.
Know, man, but I like Steve, man. Like keep super chatting, man. That's good.
I think it's the nostalgia when you said you don't want to see your guys get hurt. Maybe that's what you're talking about. James Kelly with the super chat says, Mike mind is like it was when he was young. He feels he didn't accomplish what he wanted to. So that's why he's back, champs. I love it.
Yeah. He feels like.
Yo, I hope Shannon comes on tomorrow. I really want to talk to him about this and see what he thinks.
Remember last time
Mario, you missed the show.
Saying like, yo, it's big news, guys. It's real big stuff that he had to go talk about. I wonder what happened, man. What fell through,
Well, he trains Jake, right?
I mean,
he's involved.
No, I thought he was training the other brother.
Oh, he trains Logan. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, he trains Jake.
He does train Jake, right?
Yeah, I've seen him for the Gibbs fight. Yes.
He did say on the show that he think he could really fight, but damn, I was gonna say something. Oh man,
you said something. I didn't hear you though. Right after I said, man, I hope Shannon comes on tomorrow, and you said Mario, but I couldn't hear you.
Yeah,
maybe that was what you were thinking, no?
I was gonna go there, but I don't know. Don't know. Yo, I feel like not even switching subjects. Like, there's nothing bigger than Roy and Mike. But, I mean, topic number 2, for those that are interested in topic number 2, is Virgil Ortiz. He's back, and so is DAZN. And, yeah, if you don't have DAZN, don't forget you can use our link. It's right here in the, comment section below. Not comment section, but I guess it's the description, right? And you'll see it in a blue hyperlink, and you can go ahead and use it. Don't cost you anything extra, and you're hooking up your favorite podcast. But Vergil Ortiz Jr. is back in action. Shout out to DAZN for salvaging this pre-pandemic fight, which shows that we can't say, hey, they don't have the money and not. They gave Vergil the fight that he was supposed to get. And it's a good fight, for Vergil, especially during the pandemic. But in the welterweight division, all the other welterweights, we talked about it this morning or yesterday, they're like taken. You know what I mean? They're taken. That's what I was going to tell you, Mario. You wasn't here. You missed mad breaking news. DeMarco got a 3-fight deal with Top Rank.
Mm-hmm. Word. Yo, he deserves it.
And his first fight is Navarrete. No, Magdaleno is fighting Navarrete for that vacant title that Shakur moved left.
Damn.
Sleep.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yo, James Kelly, super chat says, if Roy lay on the ropes, he is done.
Word. Done.
Yeah,
he's done.
Yeah, he's done. Definitely. If he gives him the shot to tee off, bro.
First round stoppage. Tyson ain't here to do rounds, bro.
Tyson ain't here to do rounds, man. He taking
Bro,
this
he
dude
smokes
out.
Roy in one round.
Taking him out, bro. We walking him down.
Baptizes him in one
walking
round.
Him
What
down,
would
it's over.
Yo, what would people say after that? People
See,
go
y'all
crazy.
don't even want to talk about poor Verge. Come on, Virgil's
No.
fighting
Listen,
Vargas.
Yes,
Yo,
absolutely. You're right. We need to
Verge
give some love to this because this is a
Virgil-
good fight, I think.
The destroyer.
Is it a good fight? I like Virgil
I like
Ortiz.
it.
Man.
I think
like
Samuel
Ortiz.
Vargas is. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. I mean, I like Ortiz as a fighter. I do believe that is the next dude at 147 in the next few years. We're gonna be talking about him, reigning in that division, and if not transitioning to the 154. So that fight is a fight that's gonna show us something. But I don't know if it's a top fight, right? So it's a fight that we expect Virgil to win, right? So, but I kind of do like it.
He's expected to get pushed, but I'm saying he knocks him out.
I don't think he gets pushed. Yeah, I don't think he gets pushed either.
How did Danny do? How did Danny Garcia do with Samuel Vargas?
I mean, if I go into the
he lost, obviously, TKO. I don't remember the round, but
it was by knockout.
It was a stoppage. Yeah, I remember. I know he stopped him short. Let me see.
I'm on it, guys.
You got it. Okay, cool.
It was a TKO in the 7th.
TKO in the 7th. Yeah. So to me, you got Luis Collazo was his last. Oh no, I'm sorry. Silverio Ortiz in Canada was his last match, and he won.
Earl did it
he
in
lost
4.
To Collazo though. Yeah.
Earl did it in 4. So this is like I said with Devin Haney this afternoon about Gamboa. Make a statement. Earl did it in 4. Danny did it in 7.
7. If he does it better,
do it better.
It'll be good.
Khan win the decision.
Hey man, he got the decision, no?
Yeah, he
got
won.
the
I don't know why he's
decision.
laughing. He smoked him. It was a wipeout.
Yo, because he ain't make a statement. He ain't make a statement.
Vargas won one round.
Yeah, the round he dropped him. Didn't he drop him?
Yes, second round or something.
I don't remember.
Khan was down in the 3rd.
He did.
Khan was down
second
in
or
the
3rd.
3rd.
Yeah, he did.
If you say so,
no, it says Khan down in late in the 2nd. Khan, yo, it ain't a
James
Khan fight.
Kelly again with a super chat says, "How about Charlo and Rosario?"
Yeah, we did a whole show.
And when Derek Lincoln comes in and says, "Y'all think Mike in first round with headgear on?"
Hell yeah, body shot. Yo, ain't no headgear made for your body. Crazy as hell. Mike Tyson is a full-fledged heavyweight. I don't care how old he is. Roy is just as old, and he's still never been Mike Tyson. Roy always was good off athleticism and reflexes. Mike is still a puncher. Like, kidding me? The last thing to go, they say on a fighter is they power. So it ain't gone yet. But Derek, you said Derek Lincoln. All right, apologies.
Yeah, I'm super surprised, bro, that they got Roy as the favorite. That is nuts. And I don't understand how that doesn't surprise Mario.
No, I guess. No, because technically speaking, Roy's just fought in a real boxing match 2 years ago. If Mitty's right and Tyson ain't been in the ring for 15 years, that's insane. That's a lot of time out of the ring. So I could see Roy being a favorite just because they like, yo, at least his mechanisms, like his mechanics of the game are still there. Yo, Tyson ain't been in the ring in that long. That's a long, long time. But I still believe a heavyweight versus a slowed down fighter. Because Roy, again, without his speed and agility, what is Roy?
Listen, it's not just about the 15 years, right? It's like even before, the few fights that he had before that, Mike hasn't been in like some kind of like real form since, I want to say, maybe 97. You know what I mean? Like the fights in 2002 against Lennox, it wasn't the real Mike. It wasn't Mike that we wanted. The fight against Danny Williams wasn't Mike that we wanted. The fight against McBride is definitely not the Mike that we wanted. So it's just like 15 years plus those like extra 5 years where Mike wasn't the guy that we were, we know Mike to be. So come on, man, that's what we're talking about. We're talking about the truth of what can happen in the ring for that much of time, like not being in your prime, right? So, I mean, I don't know, man. Like
we got another super chat from DF DSFG38 Outbox, long-time listener of the show, says, Tua versus Tyson. A fantasy fight becomes reality. Get interviews with Tua to consider versus Tyson. Also, Roy versus B-Hop 3. They better keep your word. Also, Oscar versus Tito 2. And for my fantasy fight entertainment, Jamie Foxx, Tyson versus Will Smith, Ali. Yo, that would be...
Will need a fight to get that aggression off right now. They should offer Will a fight right now, bro. Come on, that's perfect.
Jamie Foxx, and then they're also, doing promo for the movie, for the Tyson movie. Yo, but we got another one from Juan Diaz. He says Tyson and Jones supposed to fight on the same day as Canelo. How does that work?
Bruh, that's powerful, bruh. That's like, yo, we doing our own thing, but that's taking subscriptions from DAZN, bruh. Because some people, some people are cheap. Look, I'm not. Even when I've been broke, I never was a dude that like, $10. I can't buy Tyson $10 at pay-per-view and DAZN. Like, that's crazy to me. But I got friends that be like, nah, bruh, like, you know what I mean? I'm only doing one.
I have friends like that too.
How you gonna do it, Ness? Like,
I'm getting them both.
You're a super Canelo fight, and
I'm getting both.
Obviously like that fight, but how you gonna do it? At the same time?
I already got DAZN.
How you gonna watch them?
I already got DAZN.
Which one? Which one you watching live? Which one you just putting on DVR?
I probably watch Tyson live, bro. I probably watch Tyson live, honestly.
Which one?
I will watch and do a live fight chat on Tyson first.
Over Canelo Smith.
Over Canelo Smith. Tyson is iconic. I guarantee you I got more views on my Tyson live fight chat than I do on my Canelo boring ass Smith. Who the hell is Smith anyway?
How you gonna miss like Canelo losing live, man? You gonna miss that?
Yo, real quick, another one from James Kelly. Mike is a technician and explosive. Mike punches every part of the body. It hurts. It does hurt, and you are absolutely right. James Kelly with another one says,
"You got
Rosario
Kevin Sims?
KO's Charlo."
Did you get Kevin? Did you get Kevon or Kevon Slim?
Kevon Slim says Roy all day, fam.
Oh, I'm sorry, I missed that one.
Oh, goody.
Roy all day?
All day, right. Roy all day.
I just hope everybody comes back. You know what I'm saying? When it happens, and
this is why.
BZ
listen
too,
to
right?
me. Listen to me.
I didn't get BZ.
Yeah. We did BZ. We did BZ. BZ was Charlo. Come on, you know Charlo, a beast. Rosario got lucky. I guess we didn't do that.
I don't think we did that.
We didn't do that one. Charlo champ, come on, you know Charlo a beast. Rosario got lucky.
I don't know.
To be honest.
I don't know about lucky, but I still got Charlo in the fight. I got Charlo in the fight. I just don't think that.
But honestly, come on. Let's be real. You gonna tell me that more people not gonna be interested in Roy versus Tyson over Canelo?
Let me tell you how to
Callum?
throw that fight. Listen, this is how you do that fight party right there. Okay, you got both fights, right? You keep it on until Mike and Roy come on. It's an 8-round fight. It'll be over and done with before Canelo and Smith even enter the ring. You could watch them both. Yeah, they're gonna put the same main event up together.
No, we know DAZN. We know DAZN likes to tuck their tail anyway. They did it with.
But that was
UFC.
Okay. That's a fair point, but it was already being reported that Canelo was being moved off that September date, and they were talking about December. That was before any of this was announced.
No, I wasn't even going that far.
DAZN's gonna be smart, right? DAZN's gonna be smart and just try to pick up people that they're hyped of watching, like Mike versus Roy Jones, and then they put the Canelo fight just after that, so that people can just switch over to DAZN. I hope that's how they do it anyway. But who knows, man.
Listen,
I'm watching
even
Canelo Smith though first. Like
then
I just then I watch Mike versus Roy with the headgear and the exhibition later, man.
DAZN got playback all day. That's the whole beauty of DAZN is on demand. We could see that later. Yeah, man.
They got the time on for that card? No, right?
Nah, but I bet you, and this is what I was trying to say to Mario. He took it a different way. I'm talking about they're tucking their tail, meaning when Canelo didn't fight at the scheduled time, they made us wait. I was at that arena, bro. I was there for like 2 hours while they watched UFC
You know, so why won't
I
they?
remember that
Why
night.
won't they? Why won't they cur up like non-fighting dogs and you know be like, yo, you go Tyson and Roy, you legends, you go first, and we'll piggyback. You know,
Yeah.
we'll show everyone your pay-per-view like we did with the UFC. But real quick, James Kelly says Tyson is going to punch when Roy punch. That's how Tarver and Johnson got him.
That's smart. That's smart.
Yeah. So the Tyson Tua. I wonder if he really pushes for a Legends League. I do want to see Tyson Tua because I've been so tired all my life of these people. You know what I mean? Talking about how Tua was so good and you know they wish Tua
he
this.
was good though.
Bruh, it was always that, like, oh, Tua Tyson, and it's like, yo, just give him the fight so he could sleep him.
Bro, he was sleeping cats. He was a good fighter. He just never
that was
got
their
that
style.
shot.
That was their style back then. Their style would have been interesting, right? Because it's too short, stocky dude who likes to exchange lever. That was going to be interesting. But
Tua was durable.
Yeah, but in the prime, like, you know, I would favor Tyson.
Oh, did y'all see this super chat from James K? He said Rosario KOs Charlo.
Yeah, I read that one.
I've been afraid to say that because I'm with people. Like, you get knocked out by Gallimore, then you knock out Williams, but we seen Jamal knock out Williams. Like, how good is that win? Yeah, Williams looked fantastic versus Hurd, but it's like, yo, you don't know what Rosario got for real, man. You just don't know.
And he's got to fight the perfect fight too for 12 rounds.
But it'll be tricky for Charlo. Like, so again, like, everyone very hyped on Charlo. I like the 160. Jamal a bit better than Jamel. But once again, I'm not going to be very popular. I'm not hyped on those two dudes. And I think they will find it tricky against people like Rosario. I don't give Jamal the win automatically. And I can see Rosario winning, you know. I can see that happening, you know.
Well, if you don't know me, I'm the type that I like to make the picks, you know, much closer to fight. But right now, if I had a gun to my head, I'm picking Charlo. I think that's the safe route for sure. But here's the thing, okay? In that rematch with Jermell, God damn it, what's his name?
With who?
With the rematch with Jermell.
You talking about Tony?
Tony, yes. Okay. When Tony Harrison fought, you had to look at Harrison, and he was having to fight in a way where he could be afforded very few mistakes. That's a really dangerous guy to fight against. When you're not allowed to make mistakes in the ring without the other person capitalizing them in full, and that's what happened in that rematch. I'm not saying that's the way it's going to go Rosario, but Rosario has to fight a near perfect fight, I think.
So answer that for me. Like, so how did you rate Harrison before the first fight?
I always rated him.
Did you give? Yeah, you rated him, but
Always.
Did you think, like, you know, hey, he's gonna be like one of like the top name in the division?
No, I always thought.
Did you think he's gonna give him like that kind of like a tough fight? Not just in the first, but also the second. Then that tells you where the Charlos rank. To be honest, that's what I see them. Though I see two dudes approaching their 30 years old, if not above like 30 years old, with close to 30 fight, if not more than 30 fight. And still not like very top name on their resume and top marking them. And I've seen them, both of them, in tricky fights against like what we'd like to call B+ fighters or B fighters. You know what I mean?
You're right. I can't even hate on you. You're right. You know, they like cause before Harrison beat Charlo, I promise you, there's audio of me saying like that he gasses, that he's chinny, like something's always wrong. He's always winning a fight and gets knocked out. That was Harrison's MO until he finally got the win. You know what I mean? He was always winning the fight and then got knocked out. I think Willie Nelson beat him. You know, same thing. He was winning, knocked out. He was beating Hurd, knocked out. You know what I mean? He was beating Charlo, knocked out. Like, listen, man.
Yo, we are all over the place on this show, bro.
Nah, this is boxing. We haven't had a Thursday show.
We haven't had a Thursday show like this.
But real quick, I got a super chat.
Get the super chats, yeah, because they're piling up.
Got
James Kelly
James
says they should cut the pay-per-view costs due to the pandemic.
Well, Bob said he was. Bob said that they were going to plan that, but Bob isn't doing one. It's everyone else doing pay-per-views.
James Kelly comes back, says, is there a way I can call in?
Of course, James. Let me put that there, but the number to call in is right across the screen. And this is no disrespect to you, James. This is just like in general. I never understand, like literally now, ever since we've been doing the show this way, there's a ticker that literally goes across the top right here. It just says like, join us on patreon.com/The Boxing Voice. And then it says.
It's on right now.
Call in.
1425-569-5241.
And it's always on the thumbnail. See it right there at the top. Call in Thursdays and Sundays, 7 p.m. Eastern. We go live every Thursday and every Sunday. We're also live every Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. in the morning Eastern Time, 8 a.m. Central, 6 a.m. West Coast, 2 p.m. UK time. The number to call in is 1-425-569-5241. Now, James, if you want to have a better call experience, you can use Skype. It's a free app on both Android and iPhone. You can create a free account, add Nestor Gibbs, and be part of the call that way. And never have to suffer with the glitches of Blog Talk because it is not as stable as Skype. That being said,
and real quick, I just want to, if you're listening for the first time, the way that Thursday shows go is usually we go down the list of things in the YouTube description. We're going to talk about the fights coming up on Friday, the fights coming up on Saturday. We're going to briefly discuss the Callum Smith Canelo stuff. And then we got a few notes. As soon as those are done, we go to calls. That's your time to get in the calls. However, you could also, like Mr. CYP, do a counterpunch, just like he's got right now for the second time. And
cut the line
that way and cut the line.
All right, CYP, counterpunch.
Get over here! For one, let's get these narratives together. For one, Harrison was not winning the second Charlo fight before he got knocked out. I was in the crowd, checked the official scorecards. He was not winning. And Mitty, well, what don't make sense is where was Rosario ranked before he beat J-Rock? Because what you're saying don't make no sense because we didn't know who the hell he was either. But he still wasn't ranked as hard as Harrison was. See that? Rosario wasn't ranked as high as Harrison was before both of them got their big wins. So that does not diminish Charlo at all. It actually makes your argument trash. But that probably went over your head. You probably don't even get what you said. But anyway, you put your money on Rosario when it happened. I'll put my money on Charlo. Me and you, we got our bet. Let's go.
Hey, man. Listen,
Coach,
I don't even know what
who you
tell
got?
you, but
Who you got?
right now, to be honest, I don't know. But like I told you, I believe that those guys both of them get tested by people that we consider B+ opposition.
Okay, but are you going to pick against them though? That's what really matters.
I'm going to pick against them when they get to an A-class opposition. That's what I'm saying. So right now, I'm just saying that they're always in tight fights or fights where we can give an argument for the opposition when we consider the opposition as people that we've never heard of before, like Rosario, and that might go over like CYP's head, but hey.
Yo, real quick. This means we got a super chat from R. Jonesy that says, so we gonna act like Rosario defense ain't suspect? Because that's right on topic. It's right on topic.
Yeah, listen, I think it's a great fight. It's a terrific fight. It really is. I don't see how anybody could look at it and think that it's not a great fight. And great fights, you get tested. That's just what happens. Harrison was not winning that second Charlo fight. I don't always agree with CYP, but he was absolutely right. But there were moments in that fight, specifically early on, where Harrison looked good and he started to kind of mimic some of the good things that he did in that first fight, but he couldn't hold it together because Jermell made him pay. Anytime he deviated from that plan, he paid for it. And that's a dangerous person to fight. And so Rosario, to me, has to fight the perfect fight to win that. I don't think Jermell does. I think he could make a few mistakes.
Yo, Mario,
Slugger.
hold on.
I had a conversation with Robert Ortiz. We all know him on a panel. For those that don't know, Robert Ortiz is the drummer from Escape the Fate. Long-time listener, though. It's already been almost 9 years, I think, or more that I know him. But he really liked your quick hits, and he thinks that we should implement that into the show kind of during the debates and the topics, right? This way we don't drag out. So it's like,
a good idea.
Put us on a timer, to kind of get to them points and keep it flowing. But
got it. I didn't make. See, if you notice real quick, I didn't make the format like Sunday show. I want Thursday and Sunday to be different. So there was no Ask the UK. There was no quick hit segment. I do think quick hits should be there.
Yeah, I think that we can use its style though on topic 1, 2, 3, 4. You know what I mean? Like,
yes.
Just not to be long-winded. But LV Slugger with a super chat says, "Stop it, Herd and Charlo, stop Rosario." Hashtag stay tuned. You crazy, man. Dominicanos.
You know what it is? They're looking at Rosario like he's a fluke, man. He's not. He's not.
But maybe he was.
And to Jonesy, who said Rosario's defense ain't suspect. Yeah, it ain't suspect. He took risks in that fight that got him the win.
Well, you going off of one fight though. You going off of one fight. You going off.
I'm saying it's not suspect. I'm saying.
But you gotta watch the Gallimore fight. We gotta see what happened in the Gallimore fight. There's more fights out there than just his big win.
No, yeah, I think hey, he's not maybe like the defense is not at the first front of his game plan, right? So I think you can catch him for sure. So it is, I don't know if you want to call it suspect, but there are flaws in his defense, and
I just don't like the people.
Can Jamel capitalize on it? Absolutely.
I don't like the people. I'm sorry, man. You got these UK pauses, man. I'm sorry, because I really don't want to talk. I really don't want to talk over you. I'm just like trying to jump in, but
go for it. I was gonna
American say
aggression,
something like I think I was gonna say I wonder if Rosario winning, right? Because it's 3 belts you won. You drop one, for whatever reasons you don't deal with. Samson doesn't deal with the IBO, but it's 3 belts, like. Does that not make you better? I know we've heard it in interviews like, once you become a champion, you're 80% better. But I mean, it's 3 belts. Like, and remember, usually the title shot isn't the payday. Now he's in a fight, in a unification for real money. Like, you don't think he's gonna train harder? You don't think it's gonna be harder to lose? Does that come into play? Is the skill of Charlo just too much for someone's will?
It comes to play, right? But like both of them gonna be on that. Like when you talk about like fights at the top level, both of them, come like motivated. Both of them know what it takes to dig deep, and that becomes less of like a deciding factor in a fight. And I would tend to go for skills more than just like punching power. But what I'm saying is, like, yes, I recognize the skill of these Charlos, but not as mad as people just go for them and say, hey, they're 2 skills, they're the top of the top. I don't think they're the top of the top. I think they B++, dying to be A fighters, right? So, and that's where,
give me 3 fighters. Give me 3 fighters in their respective division that beat each of them.
Like at 160, like for Jamal, that's probably the easiest thing to do. I have Billy Joe Fisted at 160 who will beat Jamal. I have Triple G that will beat Jamal. I have Canelo that will beat Jamal. So those are the 3 fighters.
So wait a minute. And I still need your answer for Jamel, but you don't want to.
Jamel is trickier because.
But you don't want to reconsider Triple G beating Jamal after seeing what Derevyanchenko did to Triple G.
Don't.
Okay, so give me 3 that beat Jamel.
And for him, it's like it's harder. Like, and I don't know if they beat him for sure. That's what I'm saying. I think they just all gonna be like 50-50 kind of fights where I don't know what's gonna happen with Herd. You know what I mean? I don't know what's going to happen with even like, you're going to think I'm mad, right? But the Smith brother, I don't know if what he does with Smith.
With
I
Liam?
Yeah.
But
I don't know what he does
Liam is
with
at
Liam.
160 now.
Oh, has he moved up to 160, Liam Smith? Beefy?
Yeah, I thought he'd been moved up.
No, he got him ranked in the WBO at 154.
Yeah, I think it's still 154. Lara gives him like tricky angles, and so again, it's not definite like in his division because like I feel like there are more 50-50 fights for him, but I don't classify him like straight away. Or Jamel is doing it with those guys for sure. So those are kind of the names I'll put out there.
All right. I think we had a few super chats. One from Mad Bent that says, I got Banana versus Charlo. Too big and motivated. He is huge. If he could rehydrate properly, it's funny. They're focused over there too, right? Because before we knew this fight happened, obviously it just got broken yesterday. I reached out to Herman. Let me see when I reached out to Herman. And this was strange to me, but I didn't understand it. But whatever. Now I get it.
Well, real quick, super chat from Matt Bent again says Harrison was winning. The robbery was in play. And then you got Boston Jarrett comes through, says if Jermell has comparable timing and power to Gallimore, then he should win convincingly.
I mean, fighter A beating fighter B don't really mean, C gonna win. But I reached out to Herman. It looks like Wednesday, July 8th. So that was a long, weeks before. And
so I like that super chat from Jared Boston, like, because it's true what you said, Ness. Like fighter A beating B and facing C it doesn't always work in that equation. But what he's saying though is talking about like game plan and attribute. He's saying if like Jamel is just gets his timing down to a T and just like negates like the offense of Rosario, then it should be Bourke in that fight. So I can see that happening also, and I like those kind of analysis, right? Because it's not just like simple opinions out there; it's opinion backed with a little bit of like technical analysis, like so. Yeah.
Yo, are we gonna talk about Virgil Ortiz? No. For
real.
I thought we did. I thought we did already, bro. We on to the next.
Look, okay,
we on to Canelo, dog. We on to Canelo, man.
That's fine. Look, real quick, I just want to let everybody know Shane Mosley Jr. is also fighting on the card.
Oh,
yes,
that's right.
Jessa was taken off the card, which is a breaking. Which is a note down there at the bottom. I think I put it on there. And it's no, actually, I did not.
Tanahara?
No, yeah, his fight scrapped completely. They took Tanahara. I meant to put that on there, but I guess I forgot. He scrapped because Jessa's out with. I forgot what he's out with now, but he's out. And he's not gonna be able to make it, and they're just taking Tanahara off the card indefinitely. Estrada and Jacky Calvo are fighting in a female junior flyweight match. Should be good to see Estrada again. Definitely a fan of hers. Hector Valdez is also in action. And somebody named Evan Sanchez, who I'm not very familiar with. Both of them are fighting 6-rounders. Hector Valdez is at the bantamweight. Pretty good fighter. I haven't seen more than about 2 fights of his. And Evan Sanchez is going to be my first time seeing him. And then we still do have to talk about the ESPN fights on Saturday in London. Joe Joyce in a big one. But I mean, if y'all want to move on to Canelo, that's fine. We can definitely do that. But I definitely think that Mitty should at least tell us something about Michael Wallisch, I think is how you pronounced it, right?
Wallisch.
Wallisch.
Yes. No, I got that for topic number 4, bro, because you did 3 topics on it.
That's why I did it 2, 3, and then the third one's the 4th. So I just numbered them wrong.
Yeah, no, and I put the Frank Warren stuff for 4. So
okay, cool.
If everybody's done it, I mean, if you want to make a pick, I mean, I'm going Virgil. I mean,
I'm going Virgil, Mosley, Estrada, Valdez, and I don't know who Evan Sanchez is even facing, so I'm picking him.
Yeah,
all A side.
Yeah,
I'm with you on this.
A side.
Hey, by the way,
buffet.
Listen, these like the cars that we're getting, like generally for the COVID situation, they're actually good for making sure money. Like you can bet like really like $100 and you're gonna make some return if you just go for parlays and stuff like that, all on the A side. It's sure money, man, and I've been doing that, and it's successful, man.
Majid in Orlando with a super chat says, "Why can't Big Charlo get those 3 fights, Mitty?"
Why can't he get them? I don't know.
I don't know if he meant get, maybe win, because you said he can't win. Maybe.
Oh, why can't he win against Canelo? I think Canelo is a bit too skilled for him. I think Canelo has like a good variety of punches. Canelo is considered as a pound for pound number 1. He will be an underdog for in almost everyone's eyes. If he wins, that's great. That's a great upset. And then I'll eat my words. And Jamal will be the top of the top at 160, and I'll be with you on that. Triple G, like of course, like is declining, but you can't diminish whatever Triple G has achieved over the last. Over the few years, based on like 1 or 2 fights lately, I think Triple J still has like power that can equalize any situation, and I see him hitting Charlo. And let's see. Once again, if he wins, that'll be great. And what was the other one like that I mentioned? Billy Joe or even Andrade, both of them, I think awkward, very awkward fighters that will give him like different angles, different type of movement, give him all type of nightmare, get him frustrated, and overreaching for his shot and getting caught on the counters.
Real quick, another one for you, Mitty. Stop. Triple G and Nello duck and Billy Sniff Saunders.
Damn.
He said, "Why you got him on your intro, champ?"
Oh man, because like he's the guy. He gives you sound bites. He say,
Yeah, he does.
I know.
No. The super chat was saying, he said, "Stop." Triple G ducked, and so did Canelo.
Yeah,
and Billy Sniff Saunders. So all the names you said
all
would
three
beat
of them
Charlo.
Ducked, so that's true. So we should automatically give Jamal the win, and he's now pound for pound number 1 because everyone ducks him. That's cool.
He went the high road.
Feisty.
He went the high road. Yo, who's this person that keeps asking about Manuel Charr? It's hilarious.
One person asked me, but that was about it.
I feel like Suleiman
I put
is
him in
back.
my rhyme when I went up against Cash Weezy.
Word.
So let's talk about Canelito and the fact that he's gonna beat on he's gonna get a domestic violence charge for beating on Callum Smith.
Damn, that is disrespectful. I mean, listen.
Body shot KO, similar to the other Callum Smith.
To the other Callum?
Yeah,
I think Liam.
No, the other Callum Smith. I think you guys call him Rocky.
The other Smith.
No, you guys you guys call him Rocky?
Rocky Fielding. I get you. Okay.
Oh, Rocky Fielding.
Yeah. Rocky Fielding. Yeah, it's very possible, man. Like, I mean, they're different fighters, but they look very similar in terms of like the frame, right? So, and a body shot is what they're calling for, right? Those tall fighters, that's how you just deal with them.
Yeah.
And if one guy can do it and do it well, it's definitely Canelo. But as I said
body
at the
puncher.
beginning, yeah, very good body puncher. I love the way he disguises it with the little slap upstairs first, and then boom, he comes downstairs. Like, in the gym, we have like a combination with my trainer. We call that the Canelo. And, like your guy was saying, we call it the special. Now we call it the Canelo.
Yeah.
The Canelo. And, but yeah, the difference is that Smith is a different proposition to Rocky Fielding. I think Smith has more skills. He uses his range a bit better. And, I mean, he'll be competitive. I hope he can do it. But like I said, Canelo is pound for pound number 1. You can't really go against him, right? So.
Yeah, I think it's a tough fight for Canelo. Callum Smith, he's tall, and you said it real good He uses his range pretty well. He gets a lot of leverage from those long ass arms. 70-inch reach is pretty damn good. And if you know how to use that reach, you're dangerous. Who have we seen Canelo fight that he's a smaller guy? A lot of guys. You know, he's pretty. Yeah,
Bruh,
he's pretty good.
He just bodied
on the
Kovalev, who's bigger than him. Please,
Lara.
Yeah.
Listen, Callum Smith has only boxed 134 rounds.
What's that
You know,
mean?
he's got 27 fight, pro fights.
So he's
that
super
means he's
fresh.
green. That
Listen,
means he's
at
green.
30 years old, you
He's
wouldn't
wet
expect
behind the
him to-
ears.
Okay,
But the
fine.
opposition-
But also
yeah,
at the
the
same time, at
opposition
30
is
years
not
old.
good.
Listen, all I'm saying is that Callum has certain attributes that line up together that make him, in my opinion, a worthy adversary for Canelo Alvarez.
Listen, he's more than a worthy opponent. Like, if you consider what he has, right? He won that Super Series, right?
Exactly.
So, you know, he's the guy. At least
Bruh,
just for
why
that.
we acting
you
like
can
we
give
didn't
him
see
that.
the Ryder? Why we acting like we didn't see John Ryder get robbed by Callum Smith on DAZN?
That's
Like,
that's
Yeah,
fair.
I mean,
That's
I
fair.
don't know.
That's
I don't know
fair.
about
and
Rob,
and,
right?
and, and,
Because
and and John
Well,
Ryder.
a lot of people thought it was a robbery. You're right.
John Ryder could
No, it was
wish
pickpocketing,
upon a
like-
star and never wake up being Canelo. Okay, so let's stop it.
yeah, I mean that's true, and not just Ryder, right? So I can't even remember, and I can't even pronounce the name that Callum beats. The guy that Callum beats in the semi-final of the Super Series. It was a last-minute opponent, like a replacement, and he again gave a very lackluster performance. But at the same time, when it was time to wake up for a bigger name, George Groves, he gave a very different type of performance. So yeah, I think that's what happens from time to time.
Yeah,
Super
man,
chat.
I guarantee Callum doesn't let his hands go like he normally does versus Canelo. Look, it's easy to look good versus people that, you know, aren't on your level because it's less punches coming back, man. But it's hard to throw punches when you're getting hit, especially
true.
to the body, man.
It's true, and that goes, you know, that same saying goes for everyone. When you're in there with Canelo, you're in there with like the top of the top. So, I mean, are we really gonna say that, oh, you know, you didn't have like a great performance against Canelo because you're a bum? No, you didn't have a great performance against Canelo because you were in there with someone who's superior to you, and it happens. But let's see if that's what happens, right? I want Callum to prove us wrong.
He
I want
signed
Callum
with
to use his
Matchroom.
jab, you know?
He signed with Matchroom and DAZN and shelved his career. Since signing, all he's gotten is Hassan Mendam, who's a 160-pounder that's never been on the, like, that dude
Callum
goes
has
to
always
sleep.
been with Matchroom, right? So he hasn't signed recently
With DAZN, though. He got with DAZN was with
Matchroom USA. Okay.
Yeah, when he got with DAZN, it was when he got his first U.S. television fight.
Yeah.
And he was on the Anthony Joshua undercard, and he fought a 160-pounder in Hassan Mendam, who Peter Quillen put down 6 times in one fight.
Yeah,
Martin Murray.
Callum put him down twice with one punch.
I
Like,
mean,
go and watch that
it
fight.
says
He
it says
he let
Mendam
him
went
straight.
down. It says
In the
Mendam went
second round.
two times in versus a 168-pounder. That math don't add up, but that's okay because after that he got another tune-up in John Ryder and went the decision. So yeah, I don't see your man as being that good, but I will say this. I will say that we have seen fighters fight down to the level of opposition. So Hassan Mendam can't get him excited because he's a guy that got beat on by the world before he finally got to get him. I get it. John
And
Ryder.
listen, the performance against Mendam was a good one. Was, you know, a very good one. Like the performance against John Ryder was not a good one. Was like a very, very bad performance. Like, and we all agree that, you know, you can give like an argument for Ryder winning the fight. Most people scored it for Ryder. I scored it for Ryder, right? But again, you know how boxing goes when you have like those tight fights. It's not gonna go for the away fighter, and that's unfortunate and that's a shame. But do I believe that Ryder is a better opponent for Canelo than Smith? No, I believe like Smith is a better opponent for Canelo.
Steve in Chicago says, hasn't Canelo beat up enough
UK bums? Isn't it time for him to step up to a more skillful challenge? Well, Callum Smith is the Muhammad Ali trophy winner. He's the man that beat the man. He got the WBA super belt, and you got to remember that Canelo is the WBA regular, and then he also got the WBC diamond, which, remember, WBC at the WBC convention, which I was present in October of last year, 2019, mandated that Callum gets his shot at Benavidez this year. Now, the pandemic hit, so that might not happen, but guess what will happen? If Canelo get that belt, I bet you they make that happen.
For this one. Let's did it for me, man.
No, but listen, I gotta protect Canelo's resume.
I'm ready to bet that.
You know that's what they're gonna say.
Yo, Boston Jared with a super chat says, if Cinnabons can invade Smith's space like Ryder did, it will be a short night.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I agree. True. Listen, what Ryder did was he out-veteraned him in a lot of ways. Like, he did show that Callum is a little wet behind the ears. Yeah, it's inexperience. That's what he did. I'm not going to pick against Canelo. I want that to be very well documented that right now I'll pick Canelo, and I'm not going to change that. That said, I want respect for Canelo when he beats Callum Smith. Well, and right now, I feel like people aren't giving the respect to Callum Smith that he deserves.
That's because of Matchroom and their poor promotion of Callum in the last 2 years. 2019 has been a bust.
So that's not about his skills level, right? So it's about the poor promotion.
Exactly.
Okay.
No, he's fought.
No, because
mainly in the UK.
Mitty, why do you think that someone super chatted? More UK bums. That's because they haven't gotten to see George Groves. That was on DAZN.
But I'm disappointed because I thought that my man was like
a hardcore,
a hardcore boxing.
Yeah, but you can't listen. He represents one of millions, right? That listen to the show on playback and things like that. Like, just because he is a hardcore and he calls in every day, it doesn't mean that we don't have a casual with those same sentiments. Like, who the heck is this UK guy again?
That's true. No, I agree, and I want them to listen. I want them to listen to what we're saying. Like, he might be a bum because he hasn't got the promotion according to you, but we're telling you that he is a skillful guy and he's a better fight than most people for Canelo. Now, we're not saying that he beats Canelo 100%. We're not saying that it's even a 50-50 fight. We're saying that it's maybe a 65-35 fights, and we want him to create the upset. The things that he's got going for him is his range if he can use it. We all said it. But if Canelo figures him out, gets close, and make it like a messy, in-close fight, then that's it. That's good night, and we're done, right? So
think the formula is simple.
Go ahead.
Victory.
Body shot. He leans over, and that Kovalev knockout punch. But yeah, Mario, Steve says, nobody was in that tournament, Ness. Quit lying. Smith was gifted that WBSS trophy. Benavidez.
Nah, I like George Groves.
Hold on real quick. He said Benavidez or Plant. Go ahead.
Or Plant weren't in that, both of the Smoke Smith.
Yeah, they weren't in that. That's true. I can't say that it would have made sense that they'd be in it just based off of the way the promotion worked out and all of that. So I don't really blame them or the tournament. They had to work within the confines that they could. Remember, Lucian Butte was somebody we wanted in that Super 6 tournament Showtime, and based off promotional stuff, we just didn't see it. I mean, he did have the opportunity at one point, and he didn't want to be in it anymore. But you got to give him. Yeah, we knew exactly. That's the point I'm trying to make.
And also, when he got his chance to fight like opponents that outside of the tournament that were part of the tournament, he didn't show that he was that guy, right?
Yeah, exactly. So, but all I'm saying is, at the time, we did think that the tournament was missing him. You know what I mean? It turned out that we were getting to see possibly the greatest super middleweight of all time in Andre Ward. Despite the fact that the UK has probably owned that division for longer than anybody, I think Andre Ward makes a really good claim at being the best ever in that division. But anyway, moving on.
Ever? Like at 168? You're not going to just look at people like Roy Jones, like 168?
Listen, I know that it's not a popular opinion. I know that a lot of people didn't like Andre Ward. I don't know that there's a fighter at 168 that beats Andre Ward. And I'm not saying that there's not a fighter that hasn't shown better facets of the game, speed, power, combination of the two. All I'm saying is I think Andre Ward was one of the smartest fighters that ever touched the ring.
Let me talk to you about one, and I know I'm going to trigger a few people. Like Calzaghe? Ooh, aye. 49.
I have him in the top.
49.
I know. It's tough to argue against. It is. I'm not going to lie, but
B-Hop, Jeff Lacey.
Yeah, the only argument though, the poor. It's not a great argument. It's not a great debate, but it is an argument, and it is that the best names he beat them late in their career. I don't choose to use that because after that, look at what Bernard has done.
But that is Tyson versus Roy Jones.
Yeah,
right?
but that's the difference.
And no problem.
But that's the difference in Ward. Ward took on all his killers early. Ward was 16-0 when he got in that tournament and fought the likes of Kessler and Frach and all those guys, And then after that, Ward went on to go ahead and take again the monster that people was running away from in Kovalev.
Yep.
So, Ward is different. He goes to the fire.
Definitely.
We live in the fire.
We live in the. Oh, bro, I was like, we need that.
Kawasaki,
right there.
We got to keep it real. Kawasaki got his win and kind of dipped off. He was like, yo, I'm out.
Hey, man. Come on, man. When Floyd does his things, everyone is cool with it. So my man does his things, right? So,
Mr. CYP, counter punch.
Talk to us.
What's funny is that when it came to Ward moved up to fight the other pound for pound dude, right? In they prime. See, when Roy Jones and B-Hop and my man James Toney moved up because there was nothing at 168, Calzaghe stayed there. See that? He stayed there. He didn't do what Ward did and said, I don't care, I'm the best, I'm going to prove it. You're only a couple pounds heavier than me. I'm going to go up there and get you. And for one, Mitty, you a coach, you should know this. He did not beat Roy and B-Hop at 168. He beat him at 175. We talking about 168, my man. Come on, man, you a coach. You got to know these things. Don't let CYP school you on your own show.
Ooh,
man.
Damn, coach.
Hey, man, like at that point, we were just talking about the body of work, right? So I do know that he beat them at like 175, but it's okay. And he also mentioned about Ward moving up. So, he's also talking about like someone just moving to other division. So that's taking him outside of his 168 division. So don't let me school you on your own calls, right? So.
Well, all right. What do we got next on the docket? Because everybody's picking Canelo except for midday. Next is obviously Joe Joyce and, his tune-up, and Dubois and his tune-up. Mitty, what can you tell us about these tune-ups?
Yeah, I mean, they are tune-ups, right? So Dubois is meant to be winning, but the interesting thing, I've looked at Wallisch before the show, and I found out that the guy actually has interesting opponents, right? So he has a decent resume. I think he's got 20 odd fights and only a handful of losses, maybe 3 losses. But those losses are coming to people that we can recognize, right? I believe he has Hefe Ajagba on a loss to Ajagba, right? With a KO. So if Joyce is looking just to get a barometer and just comparable opponents on his resume, this guy is one of those. And, if he does it better than those guys, then we can use that as a measuring stick or barometer, right? So, yep. That's pretty much it, right? But they are just sure wins for Joyce. I hope that he doesn't stink up the joints. I hope that, he gives us maybe no more than 4 or 5 rounds, but he probably wants the rounds though. The reason why he's getting that fight is because he wants to shake off the rust before going into that Dubois fight. So who knows, what the outtake will be, but I don't want him to play with his food. I don't want him to give people excuses to tell hey, you know what? You were lackluster. We don't really want to see you, because that's what goes against Joyce, right? A lot of people just say he's is robotic, very pedestrian, one-pace type of fighter, going on too long. I want him to just make a statement, and maybe whilst getting the round. So that means 3, 4, 5 rounds maximum. You get your rounds, but you also get like a good knockout.
Stoppage.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't really know too much about Michael Wallisch. That's what he said.
Yeah, Wallisch. Like,
but he's
no, his name is Wallisch.
Yeah, you know Ness now with the V. Yeah, he's lost to Tony Yoka, F.
Yeah, that's it. So those are the names, right? So the names that you can just say, like Yoka is actually a guy that
lost to the
Joyce
guys that I know.
The Olympics. Right? Yes. Yeah.
Because everybody else I don't know.
And that's what it is. There are loads of like opponents like this. There's a lot of people that just make up like the division that gives you a measuring stick. They're not bad. They beat like regional fighters.
Stop, man. Stop. You don't have to defend this. Like, it's understandable. If a person is gonna say anything negative about this, they don't know anything about the sport and the time that we're in.
I'm just trying to give like I don't think there's anything to defend, right? So I don't think this fight is being attacked for anything. That's normal for people to have tune-ups, but I'm just giving information for the people that want to get information. Yeah. I'm not necessarily talking to the people in the chat, right? So, that's what it is, man.
I don't know. It sounded a little defensive, but it's all right. It's all right. It's all right.
Look, but that's cool, though. Like, so
listen, real quick. I just want to remind everybody, I'm kind of going to make it an every single show thing because that's how the numbers move. So if you haven't done already, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Help us reach our next goal. We just got to our goal of 115,000. So right now we're at 115,060. So I guess we got to get to 100, right? 115,100. Small goals. I'm refreshing. Let's see where we're at. All right.
Let's go, champ.
All right. We're reloading. All right. 68. I'll take it. 68. So I want to thank everybody that's subscribing. If you haven't done so already, please do so. Don't forget to also click the notification bell so that obviously you can be notified when we go live. Because if you haven't noticed, we went live twice today. So if you didn't know, now you know, and no one is half the battle. So click the notification bell so you can go live with us tomorrow, right on time. That being said, I think we're coming around 9 o'clock here Eastern. We might as well switch into overdrive with these topics, get through these news and notes, and open up these phone lines for these desperados. They're getting anxious.
Victory.
Yeah, they're getting anxious.
They're about to beat it down. Yeah. Let's get it. So real quick, Cecilia Baracus and Jessica McCaskill, who we had on live. If you did not hear that, we had Jessica McCaskill on yesterday in the morning show. You can go back to the YouTube and check it out. It was a great interview. But the Baracus McCaskill are going to be the first females to headline a DAZN card, and they're replacing the Julio Cesar Martinez fight. He was going to fight Puerto Rico's Mick Williams Arroyo, and it was going to be a second title defense. Yo, I was so looking forward to this fight. I am so upset that it is not going through. But yo, I'm not gonna lie, Baracus McCaskill, I'm happy for them. I'm glad the fight is getting its proper due. I just wish it didn't come at the expense of a Martinez Arroyo fight, because that was the fight I feel like if you're a hardcore, you know that those two guys were going to put on a show, and I hope that they reschedule that really soon. But what do y'all guys think? Baracus McCaskill first to headline DAZN card, female to headline.
I mean, it's just a sign of the times, you know, like you said, a fight fell apart and they get to fill in, and, you know, shout out to women's boxing. They get to be on that main stage. Hopefully they can take advantage and capitalize. And, you know, for us personally, I hope actually that McCaskill wins. I've been trying to get Cecilia Baracus here, man, about 2 years. We've even spoke. It's crazy. But yeah, I mean, Jessica's more accessible and whatever. She's American, man. I gotta be like Mitty and root for my people, man.
Listen, I'm rooting for her. I really like her, and I think it's gonna be a fan-friendly fight also, right? So you know, if you've seen her enough times, you know that she comes to bring like the fight, right? I hope that she doesn't like choose to do that all the time, because she's, in my opinion, better when she's boxing and stepping out of range a little bit. Like when she goes in for the brawl, that's a bit of a downfall, but that's also why we like her, and that's why it's worthy of like a main event, because they're gonna give us entertainment. And I can't just do anything but second what Ness said around like the female boxing and the push for it. That's the sign of the time. Shout out to Matchroom that is putting like at least like 3 good female fights in the next month or so. So yeah, man.
You see your brackets as being old, Coachman?
Really quick, I don't know, we'll find out, but I think CYP's on another counterpunch.
Yeah, third one I saw it just a little bit ago.
They gonna have to send their best fighter for the champ.
No, I think that was his third, the one he just did, I think.
Nah, that one came new.
I don't know. I thought I saw a third one. He's been on twice.
CYP, just bring another one just
because he super chatted. He didn't counterpunch the last time.
Yeah. No, I'm looking at it.
CYP, I'm waiting on you unless we're wrong.
Okay. You good? I ain't got that.
Oh yeah.
Oh, my bad. Shit.
You see, I knew it like he's a straightforward guy, man.
Yeah.
All right. So where are we with the news and notes?
We are back to real quick. Little note, not much to say on it, but ESPN did average 399,000 viewers over the course of a 3-hour telecast, but it did peak at 471. And of course, that card was headlined by Hector Valdez versus Jason Velez. If you rocked out with us on that day, thank you for doing so.
Isn't that the highest one now? The highest peak now? Or Shakur still have the lead?
Shakur still owns the highest peak, if I'm not mistaken. I wish I had the number in front of me.
Someone did an article with all of those peaks were there.
Yes, they did. Yeah, I actually completely forgot to favorite the other day on Twitter. But I can tell you that those are good numbers. If you look at what they had been earning, they've been earning just under that 399, under that 400 mark. They almost hit 400,000 views on average for that 3-hour telecast where, there were some good names, but, guys like Guido got taken out of the fold. I think if you look at it, it's a good thing that many people were tuned in to see an Edgar Berlanga, to see
that was the tri-state area.
Yeah, to see Ness's boy, the Dominican, what's his name?
De Lo Mio.
Yeah. You heard Caputillo, he's in love with him.
Yeah, listen, they are the beneficiaries of these numbers.
I just wish these numbers started to.
Dogman.
I wish these numbers started to grow a little bit more, man. I want better numbers for them, man, for us. But let's open up these phone lines. I'm sorry.
Well, I did want to say real quick. I think they're. Go ahead.
And I like the fact that Dog Bay hooked up with like
Barry
Bourke,
Hunter,
Patrice Harris and all that. I like that. I like that crew. So that's good for him. That's a good move.
Definitely. I do want to say that it looks like the ESPN cards, the bubble cards, are probably going to taper off now, and they're going to start doing
month, right?
Yeah,
I think they're gone for a month.
Baseball's back, and they're actually debuting baseball today. Which is not why I think that's why we didn't get a card. But at the same time, I don't think they wanted to do one that close to the London card on Saturday, and they had already gotten that with Frank Warren. So it's one of those things where you knew they weren't going to stick around. They were what they were. So everybody that wanted to just like crap all over them all the time, it was just we were getting boxing. That's basically what we were getting. And kudos to Top Rank for keeping us entertained. And now we're going to really start to see the fights pick up. PBC is coming out swinging. Golden Boy's got a card tomorrow. Top Rank is working on the finalization of the Teofimo and Lomachenko fight. And we're back, boys. But let's get to the callers if anybody wants to give off their final thoughts.
I'm over here trying to schedule Barry. I forgot because Niejo looks so good. I text Barry late like, yo, I got to get you on the show, man. He looks too good.
That shoulder roll.
It's funny because I was dying to ask Jorge today, did they want that rematch? But I guess, it'll happen once he gets that title because they both moved up now. But Magdaleno is ahead of him by like two fights or 3 fights already at that weight 130.
His style is suiting to that training camp. That's why I think very compact.
126. I'm sorry.
Yeah, like very compact and just using that shoulder roll, those defensive move and like fast cluster of punches. That's why I'm happy that he moved with that camp, right? And every time I see them like the little snippet they show on Instagram of training. That's that's good. I like that. And he seems happy also, like mentally happy in that camp. So, yeah, man. Where are they from? Like headbangers? Are they from like the DC area?
Yes.
DC champ. Good gym too, man.
Beautiful
Real nice
gym. Beautiful gym, bro. Huge. Very, like, wow. They got what? 3 rings. They got like 20-something bags. They're
punching bag, well spaced out.
elevated too. The rings are 4 feet up. The gym ceiling is huge. It's like a boys and girls club, but only for boxing. Like, it's a rec center
like
for boxing.
I like that.
Yeah, no, I love it. I love it. They're really good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Alright,
do
anyway,
Tuesday at 9:30. See if he can do that.
Mario, my final thoughts for me before we go to colors. First of all, I'm excited we go to colors. Like, I think that's my favorite part of the show. I'm dying to hear what people have to say about Mike coming back and everything that we discussed. Canelo.
You better have
so
that
on so forth.
Superman cape on. They're coming for you.
Man, no, I'm gonna let them, say their piece, man. I had like 2 hours to talk, man. So it's all about them now, man. Yeah, like, I'm just gonna say it again so that it's fresh in their mind. I like the fight because I'm nostalgic. Tyson versus like Roy Jones, but I don't like it because I don't want to see them like, take the shine off their name, basically. Like, we're doing this like a performance that is not worthy of their own self. That's it, man. Nostalgic, man. That's why I'm. Call me nostalgic, man. Superman nostalgic.
Nah, I'm the same way, man. I look. I want Mike Tyson and Roy Jones to have their day in the ring. They know they want it, and you can't take that away from them, man. They're legends in the sport, and we're gonna get entertained. A lot of people are getting excited about it. And even though Coach Mitty wants to sit here and be the guy, the odd man out, and say, put my Mike Tyson's gonna get hurt. You know damn well Mike ain't getting hurt. Mike gonna hurt Roy.
Mike's not winning that fight.
Yo,
that's what I'm telling you.
I say we do border wars for that fight, man.
I would love that. Yeah. But man, how can we travel the 12th of September? It's too early, bro.
I don't know, man. I don't know. We need to make it happen because in New Jersey is not like we're not shutting down like Texas and all those other states. We got actually
because y'all already did, and now y'all are in a better spot.
Listen,
and we
shut down and we quarantined. Then when we opened up, we did outdoor opening only. We never did what y'all did. So we're one of the lowest states. My girl was telling me yesterday. So. Yeah, man. I don't know, man. Even if we don't do a border wars, I promise you, man. I think we need to invite a few people to my crib, man. This is a fight party. Tyson versus Roy Jones is a fight party, like a fight party.
Don't do that to me, man.
Might be that barbecue.
Be there in person, man. I want to be there in person.
What? You can't leave the country yet?
I mean, coming to the U.S., I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have to be in quarantine for 14 days and stuff like that.
Yeah, but that's okay. You got to quarantine over here.
Oh yeah, I just come like 2 weeks in advance, get quarantined.
Listen, Mitty. It's called self-quarantining, champ. They expecting you. Yeah, they expecting you to do that.
Oh yeah, so no one is checking me.
Who the hell is gonna check you? What you think they got CIA members coming to your hotel room? Hell
you don't know, man. Anyway, but yeah, I think that makes a difference.
I do know. Listen, my girlfriend's sister just came back from Maryland. They went to what's the beach called over there? Like Sun City, Maryland.
I didn't even know they had a beach.
Yeah, it's like, all right. Well, someone will say it.
I'm sure that's the case, man. But I'm just saying, like, 12th of September is a bit too soon for like that international travel type of thing.
That's a big ass fight, man. I wanna do like we did with the AJ Ruiz, like be with a bunch of boxing fans watching that one. That's real
that's
fight.
Official. That's the way to do it, man.
I like that fight, man.
That's the way.
But anyway, let's open it up.
Mitty trying to get his 6 fight Border Wars.
What's your record now, Mitty?
Records are for DJs, man.
I love
That's
it.
That's when he starts switching over.
Uh-oh.
He like Deontay Wilder.
All I know is they say like pound for pound #1. That's all I know.
Mario, check Blog Talk. I think that's Suleiman Escala.
I did. It is him. I put his name there. You don't
to
see
rate
it?
us 5 stars on
Where's
iTunes.
Suleiman been at?
It just showed up. It's like a ghost working in Blog Talk.
Nah, it's there.
Yo, Donald Banks says, Ness, make it happen. Make Border Wars for it.
I'm telling you, bruh. Listen, Private Gym, get it poppin'.
Bro, I saw somebody got New York flight for $8 the other day. I don't know if they were capping. But they put that on Twitter.
Bruh, I watched the whole YouTube video. Somebody took a train from New York. Well, actually, New Jersey, bruh, from Penn Station to California on a train during the pandemic, and it was completely empty. Like, he did the whole GoPro, like, through the whole thing, and he got one of those trains where, like, it's just you. You can actually lock the door and chill, and, it was crazy. I'm like, wow, people really took those risks, but... yeah, I guess that's, there's safe ways to travel out there, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yo, let's go out to the people.
Remember to rate us 5 stars on iTunes.
These calls are brought to you by El Camino Electrical Services, experts in electric vehicle charging stations. For consultations and turnkey installation, visit us at elcaminoelectricalservices.com.
Subscribe to youtube.com/theboxingvoice for the latest and greatest interviews with your favorite fighters.
Suleiman the Scholar, what up? Been a long time, champ. How are you?
How you doing? Ness? Good evening. How you doing? And God bless you, man. And nice to have Mario back in the show, man. And so the reason I'm calling, I want to give a shout out to Oscar Valdez. That was a good fight. That fight was pretty exciting. He carries a puncher. The punchers are exciting punchers. He's been knocking out people. He makes an exciting fight. But I think he should fight the WBO champion, Herring, instead of playing Burchell. He has a better chance to win that fight and could use a unification fight there at that division. I know it's too risky for him to come down to 126 because 126 is Navarrete, but he has a better chance to become WBO champ. Then another thing, Joyce. Joyce, instead of starting Wallisch, I don't see why his promoter don't match him with Charles. Charles been looking for an opponent for over 2 years, and that's a winnable fight for him. And it's exciting because Charles in the European circuit is very popular. That would be a good fight, and he's the phantom in that division. Nobody mentions his Charles at all. Charles could box, he could move. You see him training all the time in the internet. So I would like to see Joyce fight a guy like Charles, and if he brings that belt into the fight with Du Bois, he could get a better payday. That was Berlanga's doing pretty good. He's knocking people out. I think Berlanga should fight for a world title now. Try to push for a world title. All these other guys are getting sour on the bench, like Andrade. I think he has a puncher's stance at 168 against Plant. He has a good chance, but Plant has a speed factor, but we don't know how Plant's going to act when he starts getting hit for those punches. Or Chris Eubank, one of those guys right there for one of those belts. That would be a good thing. Or John Ryder. Get one of these guys like a John Ryder in there with a Berlanga. See how they do and how he does against a more seasoned fighter. And thank you for giving me the opportunity to be on your show and converse with you guys today. And you guys have a blessed evening, and thank you very much.
Brother Suleiman, it was so awesome to hear from you.
Yo,
welcome back, brother.
That's my first time to hear Suleiman as a caller whilst I'm a host, and I'm super excited. I knew that he was going to talk about Mahmoud Shah, and inevitably he did it. I was just waiting for the double end bag. Also, he usually talks about the double end bag in the gym.
Yo, but he got a point.
I love Suleiman though. He's like
he's
good
great,
caller, man. Good people. Man.
All right, we got to go to Mastermind cutting that line.
BoxingVoice.com.
Oloki, you are next, my friend. Por eso lo vuelvo a repetir. La era del Canelo la mejor porque peleó con los mejores. La suerte es para los mediocres, my friend.
BoxingVoice.com.
Oh, TBV, what is up? What's up, Coach Mitty? What up, Nance, Doobie, Mario?
How y'all living today, fellas? 2020
What up,
giving us
champ?
another unexpected turn.
Yeah.
Yo, let me say,
looks
man,
like you're Mextradamus for real, champ.
you know what I'm saying? I felt it in my spirits. But look, man, I'm gonna be completely honest. The thing I'm looking forward to the most is Tyson's ring walk, man. That's probably the thing I'm most excited. I don't know how this fight's gonna play out. The more I think about it, I'm kind of along the lines of Coach Mitty, because Mike been out of the ring for 15 years, and it wasn't like he's been where he's just been in the gym here recently. He's had a rough 15 years. You know, he's been open about his, drug issues and things of that nature. So let's see how that body's going to hold up. And wasn't Roy Jones just like training with Chris Eubanks not long ago? I thought we had talked about this.
I think they've got a
He's training him. He's
relationship,
training Chris
right, as a
Eubanks.
trainer. Yeah. No.
Yeah, so that's got to be keeping him in some kind of decent shape, keeping him sharp. But you know what, man? I'm glad it's happening. Looks like Canelo's gonna have to go back to that Day of the Dead date back in November or something, because I don't see him being able to compete with this and keep up with this on this level. But I'm hyped for it, man. I really am. I'm glad to see it. I've been on it all day. I was hoping to make it home in time to jump on with y'all, but Ness, you know how that trucker life goes sometimes. You know, but it's all good, man. I'm happy to be seeing that it's actually coming true. Interested to see how everything else plays out from here on out. And let's look forward to it, man. I'll probably boomerang back in a little bit.
Just a quick one. That's like actually a good point that Supermax is bringing. Like Roy Jones also actively training fighters. Like, Chris Eubank, that's good. That means he's always in the gym. His mind is always on boxing. He's just like at least like doing pad work and stuff like that, keeping the technical side of things going. And just shout out to my good friend Mohammed the Problem Mimoun at 140. He also does like his training camp with Roy Jones and all that. So just shout out to a good friend at the same time.
All right, we got. Let me see if there is any more ringers.
Call him the ringer.
All right, Caesar in Las Vegas.
Caesar.
Caesar going once, 2 times. There he goes. What up, champ? Caesar.
What's up, guys? Sorry, you caught me at school, but had to step away real quick. Yeah, I was pretty surprised when I actually seen that. I felt like this whole thing kind of died down for a little bit. So then I kind of just had it in my head, like, oh, maybe it was just rumors. Maybe it was just Tyson feeling himself and training, and then, just put it out there, just see what people would say. But as he's actually going through it, it just reminds me of Shannon Briggs talking about that he was having a meeting that he was going to fight Tyson. So I guess he didn't win the purse bid or something. But, yeah, man, this is pretty cool seeing 2 OGs go at it. I'm just excited to watch it, but great show, fellas, man.
Caesar, that they got Roy as the favorite?
They got Roy as a favorite? Oh, yeah. I am very surprised. I am very surprised, man. I'm not the only one. It's because, Tyson was knocking out heavyweights his whole career. Roy was the one moving up. But, yeah, man. And they say, power's the last to go. So, hey, man, I'd advise them to be careful in there. But, yeah, man, great fight. Hopefully they both stay safe, But great show, guys. TV for life.
Champ. Yeah, man. See? Look at Mitty. Mitty did the lean back when he started talking. Like Roy is supposed to be the favorite and shit. Chill, champ. You got the killer, Mike Tyson, Kid Dynamite.
You weak, pathetic fool.
We're going out to JT, New Orleans. What up?
So interesting that you come across like a nice guy, but you're really a piece of shit. Hey, come on. No, that was a piece of fuck you. That was a piece of shit. We're doing live TV. Man, I don't care. What you gonna do about it?
How can this mother? Why do you have to talk like that?
Well, I'm talking to you the way I want to talk to you. You have a problem? Turn off your station. I'm the best ever.
Yeah, what's up, man? I had text you. I was just listening, but I'll comment on that fight. I think Tyson gonna knock Roy Jones out, man. I just feel like I feel like how many is it exhibition? How many rounds they going? Y'all know?
8.
Ocho.
Yeah, that's a lot of
Ocho
rounds
Cinco.
for Roy Jones to be standing there in front of Mike. I think Mike get him out in like 5 rounds, probably knock him out, stop him, and stuff like that. Oh, also I got Nate Robinson beating I don't know if that
You ain't got him beating Jake.
Yeah, I do got him beating Jake. I got him beating Jake. I just think he black, natural, athletic, so I give him the upper hand in that one.
Yo, did you just say black? Bruh, Keller Plant ain't black.
Athletic. Hey, I said it again, Ness. Yeah, he just a more talented athlete than that boy Jake. I'm sorry, I just see him beating him. He got natural skills.
All right, let me get to some other ones. Here we go. We going to Kingborn, Brooklyn.
Damn. He got
First
Betty.
of all, let's do it like this, man. Who's more crazier? Who's the wild man? It's Tyson. You don't think Tyson gonna get in that ring and break and try to break Roy Jones' ribs and break his jaw 3 pieces? This is horrible. This is bad. I ain't paying for it. Y'all could tell me about it after it. I watch it on YouTube. Word is born. But you know Tyson is going to come in there and try to kill him. Now, Jake Paul, Nate Robinson, what the hell is this, man? Really? Word? I don't know, man. Who Badou Jack fighting? Let's get to that, man. Who Badou Jack fighting? Virgil Ortiz. Listen, Virgil Ortiz, Sammy Vargas. I got Virgil Ortiz sleeping him in 5 rounds. Shane Mosley Jr., Jeremy Ramos. Who? Who Jeremy Ramos? Who? Give me Shane Mosley, man. You know what I mean? Give me Joe Joyce, Juggy, Juggernaut. He gonna sleep Wallisch. He gonna sleep him. I don't know who the hell is Ramez Mahmood. Listen, man. Listen, I'm gonna get to Canelo real quick. Hey, yo, Ness, how would you feel if Callum knock out Canelo? Would you feel good or bad? That's my call.
Would I feel good or bad? I mean, I guess I would feel good because it's like a new star is born. If you knock out Canelo, my man has showed to have a granite chin. So, yeah, I would be, like, impressed.
Okay.
I got to be.
Which.
All right. We going out to Majid in Florida. Majid, what it do?
What up?
What's going on, brother?
Everybody need to like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell next to it, and join Patreon even if for $3. Man, I can't see no other way. All that trauma that Roy Jones then received from getting knocked out, I feel like it's about to happen again. And hey, Coach Mitty, that super chat that I threw in there, I was asking why can't Charlo get those 3 fighters, the big Charlo get those 3 fighters that you mentioned? You know, like why can't he get those fights? But yeah, man, good show. And everybody, y'all need to like really just like this video right now. But that's all I got, man.
All right. We going out to Ringer Status, Josh in North Carolina. What it do? Stand up, 704.
See what it is, what it do, what it's gonna be. What's going on with y'all?
Oh,
hey, man,
snap.
this is Roy
Maurice
Jones,
Lee in
Mike
the
Tyson.
chat. Maurice Lee in the chat. What up, Chad?
Yeah, man. Shout out to Maurice Lee. I've been going back and forth with him. He's doing all right.
Is that the real Maurice
He's training. He's training.
Is that
he's
the
in
real
the gym
Maurice
already.
Lee before you say you going back and forth with him?
Hey, look. It seems to be.
Oh man, dog. Trolls want to troll you.
No, that picture, the picture from the Facebook. I follow him on Facebook too, so I'm thinking it's him. But
man, you better
we'll
make
see.
sure it's the real Maurice Lee, man.
Yeah, we can have him call in right now. Maurice Lee, call in, champ. We're glad that you're doing okay.
We hear you, 704. I'm sorry, Maurice Lee jumped in the chat and he got a shot.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and cook a little bit. It's Roy Jones, Mike Tyson. I really don't want to see it, but I'm gonna root for Roy because I don't like Mike. After how he be acting towards Deontay, I don't like Mike. Nate Robinson versus Jake Paul. That's disgusting. I mean, I don't even want to see that. No, that's disgusting as hell. Now, but I want to get to Canelo, Clint Buterol Alvarez. Yo, Callum Smith. Like after he fight Callum Smith next, could you? I don't know, hit up Diaz or somebody and tell him, can he fight somebody that's worth a damn that everybody wants him to see fight that actually might have a chance to beat him? Can he fight somebody like that next? You think he ever going to fight somebody like that? Or he's just going to stick with Floyd Mayweather and he ain't going to fight everybody else he know he can beat?
I thought people say he was ducking Trout. I thought people say he was ducking Laura. I thought people say he was ducking Triple G. Like, what you mean?
Okay. Now, Triple G, who the hell has Triple G fought other than Jacobs and him? Nobody. I want to see this man fight somebody that's worth a damn, like a Charlo, Andre, somebody that we know that probably can't beat him.
Charlo's worth a damn? He's worth a damn?
Huh?
Charlo's worth a damn?
They more worth a damn than Trout. Kirkland. You don't think so? Even though they haven't fought nobody, but stylistically, you can tell that's gonna be a
bro. Trout beat Cotto.
Until you can show me Charlo's Cotto, he ain't got it yet.
Yeah, that was a big fight at the time.
I give you that. But at the same time, do you get what I'm saying though, Ness? Because like let's keep it real. That Kovalev fight looked fake as fuck.
Fake.
And Jacob's fight.
Why? Because you wanted him to get. Because you wanted him to lose, and he proved you wrong. It looked fake. That's crazy.
No, bro, man, come on, man. You know Kovalev wasn't even fighting like he was supposed, like he usually do, bro. He wouldn't even fight like he fought against Alvarez,
because he was getting bodied. Because he was getting bodied. That's why.
Bro, he was losing it. He was losing.
You could counter punch.
Maurice is gonna call apparently.
But that's crazy that y'all really think that, like, you know, that people still saying that fight is fake. It's crazy, man. Crazy. But anyway, let me go to looks like Seattle, Washington. What up, champ? Been a minute.
Mr. PBC, baby.
BoxingWorks.com. I'm the flyest. Canelo talking about he believe he can win. Go to my kitchen. Get the sharpest knife and cut the bullshit up. I don't care what you do good. I do every fucking thing great.
Mr. PBC, baby.
What's good, TBV? It's been dealing with some court shit, but
what up?
Good. Man, I got Roy Jones. All you gotta do is push that jab. That's all you gotta do. And Callum Smith. All you gotta do is push that jab, man. Canelo don't know what to do with that. That'll be his first loss, and that's my call, you know.
All right. Short and sweet. We going out to CYP. Talk to us.
I was looking that up, and I saw that, you talked about how Trout, the Trout that beat Cotto, he beat Cotto. Yeah, Cotto was coming off a loss, as a matter of fact. Still a great win, but he was coming off that L. And the same Trout that beat Cotto, but lost to both of the Charlos. But Charlos ain't worth a damn, but the guy who lost to the Charlos is worth a damn. Damn. And hold up, pause. I'm trying to save my voice because I don't want to go too crazy, because I want all reasons to show up Saturday. I ain't trying to yell too much. I got a class in a couple of minutes, so I got to keep my voice right. And I hope Cash know he can't be the A side, even if he created the alphabet. He started off his letters with B, C, D, E, F, G. He never said A side. You can't be A side with that many L's. All right. So understand that. I'll go first because I ain't tripping. I'll spit first because once I spit, it's over. He ain't gonna need to spit. But ain't no Cass versus CYP. It's CYP versus Cass. Simple. Done, signed, delivered. I'll see y'all Saturday. CYP out.
Yo, listen, I don't want to get lost in this conversation because this is the caller's time, but I just want to say, listen, if you were there at the time as a boxing fan, then you know that nobody thought Canelo was going to fight Trout. Like, everybody was so shocked when he took the Trout fight, right? Okay, so he took the Trout fight. He gets this Trout fight. He wins, you know, and people still didn't want to give him his respect. Then he fought Floyd Mayweather. We know what happened. Fought Alfredo Angulo. We know what happened. Then there was an Erislandy Lara that nobody, including his own promoters, didn't want him to fight. Did it again. And I'm not saying that what he did at 154 should count at 160 or 168 plus. All I'm saying is that that's part of his legacy. Triple G. It's part of his whole legacy.
He's done it in every division. Every division that he's in, they think he ain't gonna fight some guy that he fights and beats.
And I don't want to say this because this makes it sound like I don't think the Charlos are worthy or should get that fight, because I do think that they should get that fight. All I'm saying is if he fought the Charlos at that time instead of Trout, instead of Lara, he would have gotten blasted for it.
Yeah, he would have been the bully. You know,
so it's like, you know, I don't know. I was there, man. I was there. Like, I could tell my kids one day, you know, in 2034, like, I was there when he fought Trout. Don't let them fool you. Like, they didn't think he would take that fight. Lara was thought to be the end of Canelo.
Yeah,
and
no,
it just wasn't.
Laura was a boogeyman, and it didn't work out that way, you know? I thought Laura won, though, you know what I mean?
Yeah, listen, I'm not saying that Canelo went and beat him. That's not about it. It's the fact that he took those fights.
He also was on that back foot, like, excessively, you know what I mean?
Yeah, he didn't go out to try to beat the champ.
But looking like Eno.
Thought you was gonna say Nell.
I was about to say North Carolina for whatever reason, but Eno, what up?
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce to you a young fella, and he comes from the Magnolia.
Whoa. I'm audio sound, man.
You straight.
All right, look, check this out, bro. I'm hearing a lot of blasphemy on this show, dog. I mean, see, bro, what the Cholo brothers got to do to get some respect on this show, like, bro? That's what I'm trying to figure out. You know what I'm saying? Because Canelo, dog, he can fight. He can, like, Canelo about to run through the Smith brothers before these dudes get a shot. Like, I'm not understanding. Like who is Callum Smith? Like, what had this dude done for him to be promoted over?
I mean, it's obvious. He with the zone. He with the zone. Ain't Charlo doing a pay-per-view? Canelo the one that hasn't announced the fight. Charlo announced the fight, and y'all still crying about Charlo getting a shot. Charlo announced the fight.
Also, it's not about, like, you know, Smith being promoted over. You have to remember that Smith didn't go down to 160. It's like Canelo chasing him.
Man. Nah, admit it, bro. You saying you just got finished saying that Smith was the hottest thing since sliced bread on the show, bro.
Who said
that?
I
can't.
Mitty said
Mitty.
At 168.
Yeah, those are different divisions.
Now,
you know,
right now is the best fighter at 168. Now, you can argue that Plant and Benavidez if you want, but that's okay.
What you saying?
Wait,
what you saying?
You saying he the best fighter at 168? That what you saying?
That's what he's saying.
Right now, you can make an argument for Plant or Benavidez like we heard before, but that's, again, a matter of opinion, right? So in terms of, like, who's got the clout from the WBSS tournament, that's him, right? So
yeah, that's a fair point.
Wait, man, come, man. Say, bro, so we giving this dude props for this rag last tournament he was in? Like, man,
yeah, because
You gotta give him props. You gotta give him props like you gave Regis props, like you give any fighter props that signs up for his next 4 fights.
Regis fought some top dudes in that tournament, man. Dude ain't fighting no top
he did? Because I can't remember who Regis fought until he lost to Josh Taylor. Who he beat before that?
He fought Taylor and he fought
he lost to Taylor.
He said before he lost to Taylor.
I said he lost to Taylor. Who he beat before that?
Why? Well, he ain't beat. Well, all right, he fought till he
All
ain't
right,
beat him.
but
You know.
who he beat before that? You can't answer the question. You know why? Because he was in the tournament and you don't know who he fought, but you gave him respect because he fought them dudes in the tournament.
And you gave him respect for
Man, look,
losing as
bro.
well to Taylor.
So tell me the names of the dudes that he fought in the
He
tournament.
not about to fight. He not about to fight the top man. Like he not about to fight Crawford or nothing like that, man. So like that whole conversation is irrelevant. This man not no major. Like who is Reeves about to fight?
Bruh, hey,
Man, you not making no sense.
Eno, do you understand
Maurice
that
Hooker, no?
Jamal Charlo is on another network and announced the fight? He announced the fight.
But look, dude, that wasn't the context y'all were talking about, dog. You was saying who is the Cholo? Like why is they relevant?
No, ain't nobody say that. Ain't nobody say
Man,
that.
you did say that,
Nah, ain't
man.
nobody
And
say who's the
said
Charlo, why they
worth
relevant.
damn. You said the Charlo worth the damn. Yeah, you didn't say that.
No, somebody else said, is the Charlos worth a damn? And I repeated that. Are the Charlos worth a damn?
Man, shit, bro. Now look, your boy that just beat J-Rock, you giving him all the pride. But when Charlo been
Rosario.
knocked this dude out,
Rosario.
but he been exposed. Dude had a glad chin. You know what I'm saying? So now we not counting that win. You heard me?
Who
Like dude
win?
ain't never fought nobody. You did. I just don't get it. And Harrison.
Hold
Like,
on. Your logic don't make sense. So you telling me we not supposed to give Jason Rosario credit for knocking out a unified champ?
Yeah, get Charlo credit.
For who? Who he knocked out?
He knocked out Julian Williams with the uppercut. The
Bruh,
famous uppercut.
What you mean we ain't give him credit? What the hell? Oh no, man, you in the wrong circles. What circles you at?
Y'all got finished saying the man ain't beat nobody. So how you giving him credit when you saying he ain't beat
Negative,
nobody?
man. You bringing your own words into the conversation. You adding your own word. We never used the word he ain't beat nobody. You bugging. You saying mad shit that we ain't said.
The chat been listening to the show, dog. Look at the chat right now.
I
They gonna
wouldn't care
expose
what the
everything that
chat
was going
said.
on, man.
I don't care what the chat said. I know I never said he ain't beat nobody.
But you
now
got to
you
go
gonna
and
set
listen
the
to the
chat. I
show
thought
too
that
that
was
we
your
did on the
troll
Charlos.
bit
Like
in
we've
the
been
chat, man.
saying that. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Nah, go ahead, Mario. You trying to add something in.
I just wanted to say, if you go and listen to the Charlo show we did yesterday, right? Like we bigged them up. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like they're in the best fight this year that we're gonna, or the best card that we're gonna see probably all year. Like I don't mind them going a different way right now. Do I think they deserve the Canelo nods? Of course, but right now they're doing their own thing and they're doing a great job of it. Rosario's a great win to have. Derevyanchenko, big win. Yo, if they get that,
look, Mario, let me
that's
slide
bigger.
this in. Say mid-A. So you got Rosario in that fight. You got Rosario in the Cholo.
I feel like they're in the
I didn't tell you that. I said like if he fights one of the very top guys, I'm gonna go for one of the top guys. The names that I mentioned. When he fights the likes of the Rosario, I can see that, it's probably a Charlo fights like but marginally, but it's still like a 50-50 with a potential for them to be pushed all the way. That was my argument basically.
So experience don't matter. Like experience somebody with the championship level, been a mini championship level fight, two-time champion. That gotta count for something, innit? You got to get
It
a man.
does, and it counts for something, and that's what gives you the edge over those guys, right? That's what makes you just like turn those like 50-50 fights into a 55-45 in your favor. That what gets you to just get like the 7 rounds out of like the 12, right? So
yeah, because Rosario might be a vanilla ice. That's my call. But Rosario might be another vanilla ice. He might be a one-hit wonder. That's all I'm saying. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens after the fight.
We'll see. I know Rosario got one loss, so do Charlo, man. Sony, talk to me.
Chip.
What's up, TBV? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Loud and clear.
Yeah. I love Thursday flagship shows. Oh man, I'm trying to keep in my head everything you guys talked about. You guys pack it in on Thursdays. Mike Tyson and Roy Jones. I like I said before, I was the first one to bring that shit. I'm gonna keep bringing it out, keep putting it in my head until I get the burr. I brought it up 3 months ago, and everybody clowned me in the chat and you guys. So, yo, told y'all Tyson's making a comeback. Now, one more thing about Tyson and Roy Jones. And I said this before, as long as there was a George Foreman in the 90s, we cannot take away from what these two men are trying to do. We need to give them their respect and see what they do. Because I'm going to tell you what I envision. If that fight lands off and nobody gets seriously hurt, I can see the winner of that fight fighting Shannon Briggs. I really can. And as far as Canelo and Callum Smith, I think Canelo, Bud, and I think Earl Spence, I think they all suffer from the same ego detriment to themselves. I think they all just throw out names of people they want to fight, and then those fighters get tired of waiting, take another fight, and then we're left to see them battling the leftovers. And I ain't trying to see that. And as far as Nate and Logan Paul, yeah, I do want to see it only because of what happened with the Logan Paul and KSI. And that's, I'm kind of like you when it comes to that old, that off-brand shit. I like the spectacle of it all. So I think it would be cool to see. And one more thing, if I got more time. Out of all the battles this Saturday, my favorite battle that I can't wait to see is CYP versus Cash Weezy. CBV for life. Peace out.
CYP counterpunch.
Yo, this for Mitty. It's a Mitty. A lot of people thought that Derevchenko beat Triple G, but you say Triple G could beat Charlo. So if you picking both Charlos to win, then you really don't mean that, I know 3 or 4 guys who could beat Charlo at 160. You're just making that up. And secondly, if you think that Charlo could beat Rosario, then why can't you speak positive of the man who you think will win? You see that? See, when he's about to win in your mind, so speak positive about him and quit being negative about the dude that you won't put your money against. But if you do want to speak the negative, I got the positive money. Speak negative, CYP got positive money. Put your money up or just shut up, man, and tune in Saturday.
All right, so I won't tune in on Saturday because that's not my type. But let me tell you one thing, right? If you want me to talk positive about the people that you like, or just like follow you in like the fighters that you support, that's not naturally what I would do. I don't put down those people's achievement. I'm just saying it as I see it, right? As I see it right now, I do not believe that those guys are top of the cream. And it's all like opinion. If they become top of the cream, then that's cool. I'm just going to have to say, yeah, okay, I was wrong, and I see what those guys are doing. But they haven't done it yet.
Hey, what happened?
All righty then. Let me get to Steve in Chicago.
Steve. Guys, what are you guys doing tonight?
All right, brother. How
All right,
are you?
everybody. All right, bro. All right, everybody take a deep breath. Remember the key word in the Tyson fight, exhibition. Okay? They want to put on an exhibition and make a little money. All right? We ain't all got to fall in love with them. Me don't got to get salty with me. It is what it is. Me getting salty for words that he said. Not that I said. I used the words that he said. But anyways, let's talk about this Smith. Let's not make Smith out to be some beast of this division. Look, there was one belt put up in that tournament. With Prograis, there was at least 2, so it's not the same. You were trying to compare them. Taylor's got 2 belts. Regis fought that 1 Euro dude, Relicky, or I can't pronounce his name. He got the belt. He had the belt. He got the belt from him. So you can't compare the two. Smith is nobody. But the narrative.
Why can't I?
The narrative we should be pushing is Smith is the best fight in this environment. Yes, I agree. In this environment, he is the best fight. But if we were in this environment, no, he's not the best fight for Canelo. But in this environment, yes, I agree.
Yo, Steve, I ain't salty with you, man. It's all good. I hope that one day we get to meet and you can just serve me a plate of your bologna dish or whatever, and then we're gonna have some tea together, hopefully.
I don't drink tea.
So January 22nd, 2020 at 12:27 Eastern Time, which is midday. We had an amazing offer for Charlo. Very lucrative offer for Charlo, and he turned it down. De La Hoya told Fight Hub TV during an interview posted Tuesday to its YouTube page. Well, Charlo didn't turn it down, but his agents or whoever's behind PBC, I don't know. This was January.
Yeah, that was a while back.
No, this is this year.
This year,
This is this year.
That long
Canelo
ago.
only fights twice a year, and if you were offered a fight, you was gonna fight in May, and then the pandemic happened. So if you would have accepted, you could have still fought in September. You could have still been an option. You know what I mean? But we know that they not crossing the street, man. It's only gonna be when it makes 100% sense, man. It's just the truth.
Yeah, I got that when you said that because I wasn't thinking of it that way. But you're absolutely right. And maybe not because Canelo should have fought in May. Then we had the Triple G talks. And, basically Canelo's future seems mapped out for the next year at least. And so I was thinking about it from that perspective. But technically, you are absolutely right. The Charlos have announced first. Canelo's still out there technically. And that's not to say that the Charlos blinked or anything like that.
And that's the best thing that they could have done. That's the best thing they could have. They're making their own lane. Making their own lane. Let Canelo do what he doing. You do what you doing. The people will demand it. There's no demand for that. There's no demand.
And Derevyanchenko is one of the top names that you could knock off to get Canelo's attention.
Exactly. But the man is Mayweather-Pacquiao. The man is Mayweather-McGregor. The man is Earl and Spence, which is kind of dying down since the car accident, no lie. Wilder Joshua, that was the man. I don't even feel the Fury AJ demand. I do not feel it. Maybe I'm biased. Maybe I'm a hater. But demand is different. Like, who is beating the drum for Charlo? Like, show me the Max on Boxing episode where it's like, damn, man, I mean, Canelo's been ducking Charlo. Like, so the whole world got a conspiracy against the Charlos. All the pundits on every other channel and other publications, they all got a conspiracy on the Charlo. Like, why none of them ain't saying, damn, it's been since 154 pounds that Canelo's avoided Jamal Charlo or Jamel Charlo. Instead of just saying Charlos, so convenient. Tell me who exactly is he ducking? Like, it's ridiculous, man. It's crazy, yo. CYP with a counterpunch.
Let's go, champ.
Let's get some facts straight here. When you are mandatory, you get 30%. 30% of the purse. So when Charlo, businessman, smart without Heyman, worked his way up to mandatory, he's supposed to get 30%. Ain't my fault the zone want to pay Canelo $35 million. That means when you fight somebody, homie, you're going to have to pay them more than what you offer him. So you ask for the franchise tag, and you think that the next time you offer this man, you're going to offer him less than he would have made if he was the mandatory? Nah, partner. You're going to beat that offer up and make it real. And you're not going to have to say, we offered him something very lucrative. Nah, you can tell us what it is. Because one thing we know about boxing, if it's big, they tell us. When it's not big, they use words like very lucrative, very lucrative. Tell us what it is. Ain't nobody signing up for that. And at the end of the day, ain't nobody asking for Canelo to fight anybody.
That's cool, man. That's cool. So now, now we saying, okay, I made a mistake. I was saying he ducked Charlo, but what I'm saying is Charlo is being strategic because he signed with Al Heyman, and Al Heyman is super smart, so he said, don't take that offer, you'll make more as a mandatory. Cool. Just glad that you cleared that up for us and made sure we know Canelo ain't ducking nobody. You know, I'm glad you decided to tell us that Charlo chose to be a businessman. Thank you. As a Charlo fan, I love and acknowledge that you came clean. Thanks.
Yo, super chat from Victor Bonuelos. He says, Derevchenko beat Triple G. In my eyes, this is a unification bout. Canelo will fight the winner. Be patient, boxing fam. Hand prayer emojis. Yeah, I agree. I think that this really feels like a Canelo eliminator. And obviously, Triple G is next up after whoever gets this next Canelo fight. We know that Triple G is going to get the fight. You know, just get used to it.
Canelo, that's the man. Triple G Canelo, that's the man. What Laura did, getting in the ring, going to the podium, snatching the mic from Canelo, that's the man. Because why? People knew. Hispanics knew. Why? Because Laura spoke Spanish. So what he said to Canelo, Canelo's fans could hear. You know, demand. Just show me demand. But anyway, counterpunch from CYB.
They gonna have to send their best fighter for the champ.
Hey, man, stop playing them goddamn sound bites. I'm about to talk. You're cutting into my time. Okay. All right, listen. For one, it's got to be a two-time duck. If you run for the franchise and don't pay him the 30%, then you come back and offer him less than 30%. That's another duck. If you owe me 100 and then you run and I text you and you say, well, I'll give you 50, I bet you're running again. It's not going down. If you don't come with that 30% or more, it ain't happening. That's the point. When Dillian White offered Luis Ortiz $250,000, everybody knew he was ducking because the fight was gonna make more money. But now when it comes to Canelo, all of a sudden you get amnesia. I ain't here to get all hype. You're trying to make me lose my voice. So Cass is safe. He ain't safe, and neither are you. Body bags for everybody. Let's go. CYP out.
I mean, listen, all you're doing is, you know, regurgitating your argument, which is Charlo made the smart business move in not taking the fight. Okay, you letting us know he's a businessman. I said that the other day. Remember, we did a whole show on his house and how paid he is. So I'm with you, champ.
I believe you, champ.
I just get off the bus. I just get off that bus, and all of a sudden it turns yellow when you start saying that you know, that Canelo is ducking Charlo. That's when I'm out of here. But Teddy B in the Midwest Sports Talk says, Ness, that offer was a 3-fight, nobody signing a Golden Boy. Man, I don't see nothing about no 3-fight in this boxing scene article right here.
Then you got James Kelly says, I'm on the phone listening, waiting to be connected.
James Kelly, did you press 1?
Yeah, press 1, James, so I can see what number you are.
You are.
Gotta press 1.
Is James from Alabama with the 205? Or is he 252? Where is 252? Or is he 5'10"? Where are you,
5'10"
James?
is there we go. He's the 252.
Boom. Let's give him the first time caller intro.
Ladies and gentlemen, making his professional debut,
James Kelly.
Hey, good evening, everybody. How are you doing?
We're doing good.
I hope everyone's doing okay. Yeah, I'm about to get ready to go to bed because I got to get up in the morning to go to work. But it was a lot of things I wanted to say. I had to step away for a while. I had a personal issue to deal with. But when we talk about ducking, I came in right when y'all was talking about ducking. Why isn't anybody talking about Demetrius Andretti?
I mean, what's there to talk about? I mean, you know, he's the guy that
lot.
Basically he's always the odd man out.
What's Andre done in his last 4 fights? Actually, James, how about you win a shirt? I promise you, people know I don't mail shirts out. They know I don't mail shirts out. Name his last 4 opponents. I will mail a shirt out. I will get my girl to mail it tomorrow. Don't use BoxRec, Cheetah. Name it. Stop waiting. Name his last 4. I dare you.
No.
Exactly.
Each fight has always been in a distance, so spread out.
Come on,
you know, you can't even remember.
Listen, man, he's been on a DAZN diet for the last 2 years, and they just re-signed him to another 4 fights. So we'll see what they're gonna be picking out his teeth.
Yeah, right. And you're right. And that's what I'm saying. The last 4 fights, each fight was spread out. I mean, how in the world are you gonna remember? And they were against people that As far as I'm concerned, I didn't know.
Me neither.
And that's the
That's
real
why
thing.
ain't nobody talking about him, because you can't be talked about if you ain't fighting nobody. You gotta fight somebody.
But I'm wondering. I'm just wondering 'cause if the Charlos are scared of him. Because he's a good boxer.
You gotta ask CYP that, man. He seems to be the Charlos publicist. Are they scared? Are they scared, CYP? I mean, last I checked.
Let me answer that. I don't think like they're scared, man. Like that's how it is. Like we all get emotional
why
because we
Andre
like certain
running
people.
down on your press conferences and stuff
No,
like that?
But we like certain boxers, and then we automatically want to defend them at all costs and all that. I can tell you that they're not scared. They just want to make sure that they maximize the return, and it's always the case with those top fights, right? So I want them to fight him, but probably it doesn't make sense right now for either of them, and like that's the reality. But if you want to take all those emotional things away from the argument, there's no scared people out there. They're just people looking out for the best money they can get.
Yo, you need a new emotional beat, bruh.
But that's what the problem. That's what's wrong with boxing today is the money factor.
I agree with you, man.
They want to make all this money, and I concur with they want to make money because they're putting their lives on the line when they step in the ring. But it's like they're more focused on that than fighting, pleasing the crowd, pleasing the people that paid to see them fight, and it's always a money issue. And then they don't ever fight each other. I'm gonna tell you, I'll be honest with you. Andretti will be both of the Charlos. I believe that.
Hey, listen, it's
really
very possible because of his style and everything. So I tend to agree with you. But the reality of this, right? You said it. People have to look for the investment in that sport. Like you don't have a long time in this career and you're getting hurt, so you want to make your money. But I'm talking like exactly. I'm talking from a fighter's perspective. From a fighter's perspective, I can't defend them. I'm with you. We want to see the best fights right now, right away, right? But we have to deal with the reality of boxing and the politics and like the different promoters, the different TV network, the different belts. That's always going to be the debate, my man. And that's sad from a fan's perspective, but that's the reality of the situation that we have with boxing right now.
And I understand the politics of it, man, but I think the politics has overridden the people's demand for fights and keeping the sport alive. It's not good. If you ask me,
point, right? To next point, if the demand is big enough, though, it will happen. And to his point again, the people who like and appreciate fighters like Andrade, we love his skills and everything, but we also have to recognize that either his promoters or himself, it doesn't do enough to make himself like that fighter that the general public wants it. You pushing for it, but go and ask people like even amongst your friends that don't necessarily follow boxing who Andrade is, and if they're pushing for that fight, they probably will tell you they don't know him, and that's why it's not happening. If the demand is there, it would happen.
Exactly.
If the demand is there, it makes money.
People can't justify the fight. They can't say, "Oh, we've been demanding it." Where's the campaign? But let me get to these callers. We got a lot of people jumped in, and you know how it is. But as far as Andre,
he's deleted.
Oh, damn.
It doesn't matter what you think.
Let's go to
Mr. Info Joe.
This portion of the show we call In the
Mr.
Know,
Info Joe.
presented by my brother.
Yo, what's up, my boxing brothers?
Cheers!
Hey, shout out to everybody in the panel, everybody in the chat, everybody listening. Yo, this is a public service announcement. Since we got boxing back, Ness, you listening?
Yes, sir. Friday.
Since we got boxing back, we going back to prediction Thursday, right? And Crow Sunday, right?
Yep.
All right. I was chopping it up with some of the boxing brothers, man, on the back call, man, and we came up with something, man. Let's make it a little bit more juicy. I always been wanting to see who is the grandmaster caller of TBV, and we want to take it month by month basis until the year is out. Let's say this. Starting, we might start a few fights before this because I've seen a few pick'em fights before August, but they were talking about, some people were saying starting August. How about everybody put in $5, right? Prediction Thursday, right? We send the money to you if possible. Whoever wins the pot at the end of the month, who got the most picks right. We only picking high-profile fights, headliners. So
yeah, no
what
doubt.
y'all
We
say?
just need a schedule. We need to know what fights in advance. That's the hard part, picking the fights on the schedule in advance, and you know how fights are. They fall off. So we got to figure out a plan for substitution fights in case fights fall out, you know, especially now with COVID. Look, we didn't get the Heron fight. Maybe we would have put that just because it's a title fight, just because he's defending his title.
You know, I could make it, right? They could send me the info.
Your
You
idea,
could send me the fights.
Your idea is beautiful, man. It's like
But
a
I think it's
fantasy
gotta be a
boxing
Patreon
league.
only, though.
And what happens, like, so if, like, you know, you've got a tie, people split the money amongst themselves or something like that?
It ain't gonna be no ties, man. I'm the winner. I'm gonna win every month and show y'all I'm the grandmaster caller. No, but we do. Hey, Mitty, to your question though, we do it month by month. So you know, first I said let's tally it up for the end of the year and everybody get the big pot. But let's just start off month by month, and whoever gets all of their picks, that at the end of the month gets the pot.
Yeah, but the only reason I'm saying if there's a tie, right, is because right now you have like a lot of like easy fights to pick, right? Because you know where we are, there's not that much competitive, so
guys,
we're all gonna pick right.
We'll discuss it on Patreon because Doomy says, you know, he's been doing some reading and he doesn't know if this what do you call how do you say
platform?
No.
Guidelines, man.
Yeah, no, it's about guidelines, but I was trying to use the other word.
Okay.
The
like
actual, the terminology. But anyway, the point is
selling of goods and all that other stuff.
Yeah. So the point is, anyway, Joe. Yeah, it's something to talk about. I think we need to develop it because they're like, even look, just think of boxing bars, right? Like, look how many episodes it had to take before it's a working, flowing system, right? So we need to work out the kinks, not Doomy, but Coach Mitty said, if someone gets a tie, you know, it can't just be we think Info's gonna win. We need to have things in place. If there is a tie, how do we divvy
Yeah,
up
we
the
should split
money?
the purse. Yeah, that's obvious.
And
you know, also
if fights drop out. But look, we'll talk about that on Patreon where, you know, there aren't any rules. Anything else you got before you?
I like the Tyson Roy Jones fight, man. It like Steve said, it's just an exposition.
Who you got, Joe? Who you got, Joe? Come
Hey
on,
man,
tell
they're
me.
my two favorite fighters, man. But if I had to pick, I'm going with Mike Tyson.
Damn. All right, Joe.
All right, fam. Let's work that out, y'all. I think that'd be good for the show, and we'll finally see who's the best grandmaster picker of the fights on Thursdays.
For sure.
All right.
Listen, I'm gonna be honest. We need a Sony. We need a Sony. And I'm not nominating Sony for this, Sony. I mean, if you're capable of doing more than one thing, then amen to you. You know, I know guys that aren't. Wink, wink, do me. But yeah, if you can do that, that'll be awesome. But we definitely need someone that is going to make sure the fights are on a schedule. Because I've been a part of a fantasy boxing league, which goes off of the actual schedule, and you know, it's the same idea, except there's no funds. Now you're just adding the funds. You know, the fantasy, they throw the word fantasy so that they can call you, like, you know, the winner, and you feel good because there's no bread. But if there was bread, it'd be different. But I hear what you're saying. I like it. I'm not good at that, though.
It would be dope also if, like us, the co-hosts, had a challenge with the Patreon. So we put up a poll for each fight, who wins, right? And Patreon votes, and that's who they're going with.
We should start doing polls for the fights anyway.
Yeah, we should. We should do that. But if they beat us, like, we'll have our own 4-man vote, 5-man vote, get cash. We vote on who we think's going to win. That's who we got to go with. So it's us versus Patreon, you know what I'm saying, every week. That could be dope. I'm sorry, that idea just popped in my head when it will,
it can all be discussed.
Definitely.
Yeah, this needs to be developed. Moving on, we got J Mac in the New Orleans.
You know how these bitches is in the sport. Total disrespect. Kid has no class, no style at all. I'm a gorilla, I'm a dog. I'm a dog, I'm a gorilla.
The smartest thing you can do is to stay away from Derek.
It can't be the boogeyman if I'm chasing. You want to bet?
You can bet 100,000 on that.
Let's bet $1 million.
Easy. Let's bet $1 million.
Yo, I ain't got no energy for you, man. I get 2 calls, right?
Chill.
I get 2 calls, right, Ness?
I mean, you get your first call. If you got a boomerang, you got a boomerang.
I want to get my call to CYP. I want to finish him, kill your ass. All right.
Okay.
Flawless victory.
CYP.
He said he has a class. He said he has a class, so maybe he had to go, right?
James, talk to us.
James.
Just listening. I don't be knowing if I should say your last name, you know what I mean? James B. Just listening, going once, going twice. All right. So, Stonebone, talk to us.
What up, what up?
What up?
Oh man. Great night, man. Just sitting back listening to y'all, man. I'm laughing. Hey, but I was talking to some of my other business people, and we've been talking about just different discretionary income and what's going to change over the next couple weeks from all the different extra money that was out there from the insurance, unemployment insurance, the extra money, all of that that's coming up to an end at the end of, this week, next week? So August 1st, unless they renegotiate that, a lot of people ain't going to have that same type of income. So some of these weird pay-per-views that would have did better 2 months ago, they might suffer 2 months from now unless they pass this, the little stimulus package again. And if people get another little $1,200 and stuff like that, then it'll stay the course. But if not, a lot of people about to start the mortgage. There was a little freeze on people being evicted. That's coming up. So they're saying a mortgage problem about to have a lot of people about to lose their house. So because they ain't been able to pay rent for a couple months due to this, and they ain't get their job back. So a lot of people who were spending discretionary income on things like an old man fight, they might not do it. So I don't think it's gonna really do that good. They need to just step out the way and let these young guys go on and get the money that would be wasted on these 2 old dudes. These dudes need to do a $10 YouTube pay-per-view like Jake Paul them did the first time, or whoever Paul did the first time. That's what they need to do instead of trying to rape you $30, $40, $50 for a pay-per-view like it's a real fight. And Callum Smith, I don't really care who.
Yo, I never disagree, but you wildin'. First of all, it's your own fault if you pay for it because you want it. So this is an on-demand market. They gonna fight. Yeah. If people want to pay, it's on them. How you mad at them because they gotta pay? You sound mad. You sound mad.
I'm saying they need to. I'll put it like this.
It's not that I'm personally mad.
They owe me and get your money. I don't like nobody that can hustle up a way to get some money and who want to pay for it. That's all on them. But I do know people who probably would be willing to pay for a Charlo or something. And they like, man, I got an old scratch for Roy and Tyson. I'm gonna watch that, man. Sorry, Charlo, y'all gonna get the YouTube. I know people who gonna be making a choice.
And who fault is that? Is it Tyson fault that he's got more popularity?
No, I'm not saying that, man. Just to me, it just feel like I don't know. I'm just aware of schemes right now, and I just feel like that's the scheme. It's a headgear type exhibition. It's a distraction. I want to see some
How
real
is it
fight.
a distraction? They doing their own thing on their own app with their own lives. Like, I don't even get.
Nah,
Yo,
but
now
I'm with
Tyson
him.
being blamed for Charlo.
No, but
I love it. I love it, yo. Charlo being blamed. I mean, Tyson being blamed for Charlo's not having, like, meteoric success. This is crazy. Yo.
but I think what I
Yo,
heard him
fact,
saying is
oh
he wants
God,
it priced right. He wants the pricing right, and he's saying like,
but
he's not against it.
That's
but
not
just
fair.
do it at $10.
That's not fair. If they could get 80 from us, that's on them and their stardom. They
I
took
hear
the
you.
shots. Roy Jones been knocked out left and right. He took them shots. Tyson went to jail. Like, their lives
Listen,
are
I hear
worth
you.
whatever they want to charge because it's them. And
it's
up to us to say, yeah, I'm gonna pay for that.
Yeah,
I'm buying them both. You heard me do a show on. I just want to be clear because all of a sudden today I became a Charlo hater when yesterday I'm talking about this is fantastic. I'm buying it. Now all of a sudden I'm a Charlo hater.
Yo, I'm 100% with you, and I agree. But I'm just saying, like, I believe like they're gonna look at the pricing model anyway, and whatever they price it at, they're gonna get it right because they have smart people that know exactly, what they can charge and what they can get away with. I feel that it's gonna be more closer, like around like the $10 rather than the $50 or $30. I might be completely wrong, but I think they can maximize and get even more overall pots if they charge it at $10 rather than the $30, because at $30. People are going to be scratching their head. Some people are going to be scratching their head and just only the guys like us that want to see those guys because we know are going to pay that $30. Well, at $10, they're going to get the youngers as well and everyone. And,
I will say this: he's right about that, though. Like all the deferred payments is up. That's it. It was like 3-4 months they get the most. It was like deferred payments, and it was like even if you were like a homeowner, you couldn't evict people. During this time. So, things are gonna change.
Winter is coming.
Yeah, man. I hope, that it doesn't hit anybody hard. I hope that everybody did take this time to prepare and use their money wisely and hopefully if you lost your job, found new employment, Let me go to Julio. What up?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
What up, champ?
This show, this the Charlo pay-per-view, I'm up for it. The Santa Cruz, I need fights on Saturday. I need to do fight parties. I like this fight coming up tomorrow. I fucking hate Tuesday fights. Screw that shit. When I get out of work, the fights already happened. Bring back the fights. I don't care if we have to pay for them, but I miss them. Like, damn, I was drying up without boxing.
Oh, so you saying you can't do the weekdays? You don't like weekdays?
No, it's
I'm
horrible.
with
The
him.
Tuesday,
bro.
who the hell does?
I'm with him.
So
I want the
I'm
Saturday
like,
fight.
to me, Friday, Saturday, and if I have to pay for a fight, you know what? I don't care. Just give me fights. You know what I mean? I was drying up over here.
I hear you, man. I hear you. I'm with you.
And if Canelo fights Callum Smith, fuck it. At least we're gonna be. I'm paying for the zone, so give me fights on that platform as it is. It took BBC a while to come back, so if I need to pay to get something back, bring it on. The Tyson versus Roy Jones, scrap that. No way, get out of here with that. Great show, guys. Great show. I'm out.
Oh man!
No, I agree
Real
with
quick,
them, man. I agree with them.
If you haven't done so, once again, another reminder to subscribe to the YouTube channel right here at youtube.com/The Boxing Voice. So if you're listening to this today or in the future, in the past, on a playback on, iHeart, TuneIn, Stitcher, all those podcast forums, come on back. Go on your phone, get on your laptop, desktop, whatever it is, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Right now, we're at 115,068. We're trying to get to 115,100. Daily goal. Let's see where we're at. We're going to refresh.
Where's
your drum roll or something, Doomy? Fake soundboard guy here.
115,073. So we're really coming up on that 100, man. Keep on telling a friend to tell a friend to subscribe. We're going to go out to what looks like Boomerang Trey in the Bay. Talk to us.
Hey man, I just hopped on and I'm at the beach. I think my background may be too loud. Let me know.
Nah, you good, champ.
I don't even hear no
All right. Conversation was that Mike Tyson.
Yep.
I just hopped on too. What was it? The Mike Tyson-Roy Jones
You want me
Jr.?
to come back to you and get to a few callers so you get the gist?
All
right. Brandon, Cincinnati.
Champ.
Yo, what up? Can y'all hear me?
What up, champ? You sound
Pretty good.
down over there, man.
I'm good, man. I'm
You
good.
sure
I'm
you ain't
100,
slipping
but,
in your pimping? Slacking in your macking?
Never that, baby. You know me. Out here having it my way. But as far as that Mike Tyson-Roy Jones, I've said it before. I'm not interested in exhibition fights. I really don't care for them, especially with all that good news we got from Showtime yesterday about all them good fights they coming up with. Then from what I hear, Fox supposed to be dropping their schedule tomorrow. So you can expect Fox schedule to be even better than the Showtime schedule. So I ain't really interested in no fake fights. I don't even like when Floyd do the fake fights with Japanese people and stuff. I don't even watch those. But if I had to choose a winner, I'd say Mike Tyson. You know, the old adage goes, power is the last thing to go. Speed and reflexes are usually the first things to go. And, Roy was all speed and reflexes. So I favor Tyson in that one. As far as the Canelo talk, I ain't even really get to hear the show much, but I don't got a problem with Callum Smith fight because he is a legit champion. For to be another world championship belt for Canelo. Some of the names they were saying before, like Toriano Johnson and Spike O'Sullivan and Jason Quigley and Willie Monroe. Yeah, those are some bullshit names, but
Toriano Johnson.
Yeah, they was saying people like him, as long as it's a person with a strap, a legit strap, I don't care who he fight, as long as he fight another champion. So I don't got a problem with Callum Smith. But yeah, that's about it, man. As far as that Showtime card go, I'm really excited about that Jamil and then Rosario fight.
Who you got?
Yeah.
Early pick.
I'm 50-50 on it right now, man. I'm 50-50 on it right now. If I had to pick, I slightly favor Jamil because I've seen him fight more. I've only seen Rosario fight twice, so yeah, I slightly favor Jamil. And man, Al Heyman, man, he did his thing, man. If you see what he did, if you look at those fights, none of those fights are super expensive fights with like super duper stars, but they real competitive 50-50 fights, and the ones that are with the superstars he put on pay-per-view. So the man, he know what he's doing over there, man. So I'm anxious to see that Fox line up.
Yeah, man. I'm surprised we ain't got no Coppinger rumors on the Fox line because there's a lot of PBC fighters left off that Showtime. I mean, you seen Clarissa upset? She was tight. She was talking about.
She was really, really mad.
All right.
It's supposed to be tomorrow, but other than that, man, y'all have a good one, man.
All right.
I read they couldn't finalize her. It's gonna take them probably another week before they finalize her stuff up.
Yeah, but what's up with the Fox? You heard anything? Did he say it's supposed to be tomorrow for Fox?
Oh, I thought he meant Showtime was going to announce something tomorrow. Yeah, I heard that they haven't finalized anything yet, and they worked on it. They wanted her to be part of the schedule, but it just didn't work out. Espinosa even mentioned it, but she's upset, and a lot of the talk was that she needs to start checking out offers from Fox and PBC, and maybe get a fight deal there.
She ain't getting none from PBC because Showtime is PBC. Like, look, we just had Ultraviolent on today, and he's with Salida, right? Who's doing business with Espinoza, but is putting on Kaufman and Salida's fighter Valen on the Benavidez card, which is Heyman
yeah,
card.
I hear you, but I think you're missing the point is that if she was with PBC, they would have put her as a primary responsibility and pushed her into a card and dictated those terms as opposed to Showtime.
I think she's going to be on an undercard the same way Salita's other fighter was on an undercard. She's not going to be in a main event on a PBC card. Like,
listen,
why would Al
I don't
do that?
know if that's. I don't know if that's a good look. Like, she's going to be on somebody's undercard. Like, maybe if it's like a co-main event, like big fight card.
I mean, maybe if it's a big fight. Maybe it's got to be.
She needs her own.
Like,
listen, you
like,
wouldn't
think about
suggest
it this way. Think about it this way.
Let me put it this way. Run time. And this might sound like snowflake stuff, but I'm just going to say, like, you wouldn't expect the pound for pound best male boxer to not have his own date. You feel what I'm saying? And she very well is the pound for pound. You can make that argument.
Yeah, but you can't say that anymore or ever, because it's until women's boxing. Listen, no, seriously, because it's the truth. It's like until women's boxing gets as thick, no pun intended, as boxing, as male boxing, like they don't have the fighters, so the demand ain't there. They gotta get like women's boxing needs us. It's not like women's boxing brings a whole bunch of women boxing fans. Where they at? It's us males.
Well, then I'm not talking about female boxing as much as I'm talking about Clarissa Shields boxing. Okay, she might go down as one of the greatest women fighters of all time with her Olympic background and what she did as an amateur combined with what she's doing currently as a professional. She is.
I get your frustration, my man. I get your frustration, but you know what? You're biased to Clarissa Shields. You know why? Because I don't hear you campaigning for a Charlo or an Andre the way that you are for Clarissa. You're only doing it because you're with this Me Too movement and she's a girl.
No, that's not it at all. But they haven't accomplished nearly, not even a half of what Clarissa's accomplished.
Andre wasn't an Olympian? Andre wasn't an Olympian? Okay, he didn't win a medal, but he wasn't an Olympian?
She gold medaled twice.
He's not a two-time champ?
Gold medal twice, homie.
I mean, okay.
She gold medal twice.
Okay. So because she did one thing more than them, she's greater?
No. Listen, I also campaigned for Rashid Warren to get more time when he wasn't getting time and have his own cars because he was a multi-time Olympian and he didn't accomplish the same thing as Clarissa. But my point is that people that are the best at their craft should get that shine.
Listen, man,
she is one of the best.
It's not about being the best, man. Y'all gotta wake up and smell the coffee beans.
I don't have to.
It's about numbers, man. It's about numbers. If she did the ratings, we wouldn't be having this conversation.
Well, if she had the chance with the promotion, if she had the millions that go behind.
They promoted
Canelo.
They promoted her. They promoted her for Christina Hammer, bro.
If she had the same money, who knows what she would do?
Bro,
I'm just saying.
Which fight wasn't promoted?
It's not about
I'm lost.
It's about boxing, and the best should deserve a spot.
I don't know what you're
talking
Mario,
about. I get what you're saying, and that's what I want us to go to, right? So I'm with you on that movement, and I'm saying that. Ideally, that's what we'll get to, but we have to be realistic at the same time and saying that the same way that we're talking about like Andrade being skillful but not generating demand, it's exactly the same thing with like women boxing right now. And the problem is because of the depth that Ness mentioned. Like Clarissa probably cannot get like a headline right now because they're probably scratching their head and thinking, who do we put her against?
Somebody we don't know. Somebody we don't know.
Exactly, to warrant to have this. So she probably will have to be on an undercard of a big fight. That's what I want. Like the same way as Katie Taylor today could not headline in this COVID environment a card on her own.
She's on Povetkin's on the card.
She's on that, yeah, but that's a damn good fight, and that's nice, right?
But
she
what
had
I'm saying,
before,
what I'm saying is she's an Olympian. She's also an Olympian that said, I'll get on an undercard because this is, it's not about, I'm a woman, I don't deserve to be on an undercard. Treat me as a man. It's about demand. It's about demand, man.
Yeah. She got on multiple undercards. And she had her own main event, but her own main event was different, was under different circumstances. She could attract a crowd, a local crowd. In this current climate, it's not possible, and they're gonna have to be on the card of fights that draw pay-per-view, and they're gonna be male fights, unfortunately. But I'm with you on this. Like, those two girls are achieving things that most men haven't, and that's not fair. But You know, that's how it is. That's the reality of boxing, man. Like we have
You're
to
right.
I
accept
think
that and just
Clarissa's
push
Y'all
slightly
aren't wrong.
towards
Y'all
the
aren't wrong
champ.
at all.
I think
understand where y'all coming from.
Clarissa's already a star. I just think
She
that
is.
her market, comparing it to boxing, men's boxing, is an ocean and she's in a lake.
I feel you. I think what I'm most upset about is that she put herself out there and everybody thought we were going to get the announcement and they embarrassed her in a sense. Like somebody should have picked up she should have known. Someone of her caliber should have known what was going on. You know what I'm saying? She shouldn't have been surprised like a goddamn Powerball in the NBA.
But
like that's not how this should work for someone like that. That's my only real frustration because the rest of what y'all are saying is not.
But let me ask you something, bro, because you
Okay.
know you're I don't think that you're making the connection either as an insider or just guessing. Because correct me if I'm wrong, Showtime announced PBC comeback, right?
Showtime released a statement and it said that they were going to announce their fall lineup for an 8 spot. That was it.
Don't make me put my press release, bro.
Yo, we
Stop.
got the press release. Go check it.
Oh,
So
God.
let me tell you one thing. I like
Pulling that strings right here, this guy.
Bro, she clearly thought she was gonna be on the announcement. You seen it. You seen you seen what transpired. You saw the chain of events. You feel what I'm saying? So no matter what Showtime says, this poor girl was expecting something to be said.
Okay, but she's also not with Al. So whatever her promoter told her, right? Because her promoter is Dimitri Salita, and he obviously got Otto Valin on a PBC card that's gonna be on Showtime on August 15th. So maybe he thought he can do the same for Clarissa, and maybe he is, and it hasn't been announced yet.
Yeah, listen, I think that's a big part of it is that they needed more time. Could you imagine this happening to Terrence Crawford? Could you imagine Crawford saying, "Yo, we got this big fight we about to announce"?
Bruh, but why you acting like she's Crawford? Why you acting like she's Crawford? Does she sell out in Flint, Michigan? No. Does she sell out in Flint? Does she sell out in Flint? Because Crawford sells out.
Can she not sell out in Flint?
She also doesn't have the promotional money behind her that the other promotional outfit is laid out for those type of fighters.
So then stop putting her in these unrealistic scenarios if you know.
You're right. People should just know about her. People should just know, right? They should just Google the name Clarissa Shields one day.
I don't understand why she can't sell out in Flint though. Like, you know, when she goes out there and fights, like, does she not like pack at least like 6,000-7,000 people in those?
I don't know, man.
In those venues?
Tell Mario to Google it. He's extended the show 22 minutes on this Clarissa
I
thing.
said one thing. My bad, bro.
Lies, bro. You're on this campaign.
If she doesn't,
because
it's sad, right?
He's on
Because
this
I would
Clarissa
want her to sell out in
campaign, and he's kind of secretly trying to make it like, oh, if she was a man, and it's not about a man.
That's not. No. See, that's your problem. That's where you're taking it. But
No,
the
that's
same
what
way,
you are making
7 years ago, when I was on this show fighting for flyweights, when I was in this show fighting for junior bantamweights, and you would clown me, and everybody else would clown me, so we don't want to see that stuff. I was still here fighting, and guess who ended up taking notice after people like me did that? HBO. Chocolatito ended up becoming something. You know how long we were watching Chocolatito fight before he got to everybody else? And that's all I'm trying to say is there's great boxing out there that people don't get to see.
Okay,
it's
Mario, why don't you help our casual listeners? Why don't you help our casual listeners right now and tell us what's the super fight that we just lost that Showtime dropped the ball with Clarissa? Go ahead. Clarissa versus who?
Bro,
Clarissa versus who?
But that's what
Clarissa
you're doing.
versus
You're
who?
doing that. I agreed with that point already. I already agreed.
So then where's your argument? How could you be pouting?
My argument
that
is it's not a pout. It's that I don't think that
just
she
let me
should have been
talk.
left in the win, and she seems to be left in the win.
You've talked for 22 minutes about the shit. Let me say something now, because you keep comparing it to all these people, right? And Crawford is a great situation. No fight announced because no opponent. Clarissa, no fight announced, no opponent, champ. No opponent. Where's the opponent? You know what happened? You know what happened? You know what happened? You know what happened? The Zone is working harder than her promoter. Because her opponent Since you want to talk Clarissa, won't you educate the listeners? Her opponent was supposed to be Cecilia Barraquez, who Jessica, which is with DAZN, is fighting. Okay? Clarissa was willing to come down, but also wanted a catchweight. She wasn't going to come all the way to 47. So
the headlining.
Well, that's your problem, brother. That's your problem.
No, that's your problem. You're not educating.
You talking
You're
about
not
like
educating.
this, like, she should only have a date before everybody else, and she's got this super fight. Meanwhile, you got this whole pandemic, people beating on
Jamel
bums. Like,
Charlo,
you're crazy, bro.
Doggy, listen, you mixing arguments. You talking about her being mad at Showtime, so don't bring up bubble level fights because Showtime announced big stuff. Jamel Charlo versus Jason Rosario in a unification, huge. Derevyanchenko, at a time where he turned down 2 Canelo offers, just had a great fight with Gennady Golovkin, and we dying for Charlo to fight a good 160-pounder, super huge. So don't, like, it's not the same. You can't say, oh, we getting bum fights over it, but not Showtime. They rolled out a real resume, and they ain't about to give you Clarissa versus somebody.
A real resume. Okay. Well, they rolled out a real resume.
It's not a real schedule.
And
I
it's
use
funny
the
that
wrong
they
word.
left,
I meant
they
to
left
say
the person
schedule.
that was actually stayed on that network and been fighting, as opposed to the PBC stable that completely left pretty much and jumped ship. Like,
why don't you Google her ratings? Google her ratings. Google her
yeah,
ratings.
listen, I agree with you, Ness. I agree. If you don't have the money to put into promoting a fighter, then that fighter's not going to get good ratings. This is chicken and egg shit, bro. Like,
I don't get why
you're
you're making this argument if you know the answers. Boston Jarrett, talk to us. They're not going to pick her over nobody if she's doing numbers.
Yo, I was going to talk about Austin Trout, man, but it seemed like y'all brought up the Canelo Austin Trout win like a minute ago, man. So it's not even really relevant based on what y'all are talking about now. What were the topics again? I'm sorry. I lost track of what y'all was talking about.
Mike Tyson
and Roy Jones.
Go ahead.
Oh, man. Next. What was the next topic, man?
Really?
That
Virgil.
Hell yeah. Nigga, them niggas is 60 years. The niggas is 60 years old, man. Why? Who are you is gonna sanction that fight?
Come on, B. All right, all right, Mister. I want the future. Okay, Virgil Ortiz, Samuel Vargas. That's what we talking about. They fight Friday.
Great fight. Can't wait to see it. Can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see that fight. What was the other topic?
Canelo Callum.
Canelo Callum. That's a good fight, and it's a credible fight for Canelo. And I think Canelo stops Callum Smith. I think that Callum Smith is killing himself to make 175.
168.
And 168. I think Callum is killing himself to make 168. And let's see, has that fight been announced yet? Because if I'm Callum Smith, I'm not taking that fight if there's a rehydration clause, because I really think that this dude is really, really killing himself to make 168. So, do we know, is that fight official yet, or what?
It's not official. Right?
No, not official.
No, it's not official.
Yo, if there's a rehydration clause there, and I'm Team Callum Smith, I'm not taking that, because that dude, he seems way too big for 168. Way too big. Look, he killing himself to make 168. And I would not take that fight if I'm Team Callum Smith. If Canelo is putting in a rehydration clause, definitely not.
I mean, you're right. Like him killing himself to make weight has been talked about for a while, and that's right. But it's Canelo, man. You don't turn down a Canelo fight because a Canelo fight means money. And also means that, even if you take an L, you can come back strong and you won't lose any credibility over that. So that's okay. You can take that L and then move to 175 after.
Well, apparently not, because Billy Joe has turned down Canelo. And
that's Billy
Derevyanchenko has also turned down Canelo. So, again, I don't think that dudes are trying to fight Canelo based off the paycheck. I don't think dudes are really, really pressed to fight this guy. I mean, they're not gonna fight this guy if they're at an extreme disadvantage, I don't think dudes are pressed to fight them. Why is Billy Joe turning them down? Why is Derevianchenko turning them down? Why is he still without a?
Cause everybody want
I
to
think
pay
they
their
do.
champ.
Yeah, I think
Everybody
they
trying
do
to
it.
get the magic carpet freaking
Yeah.
treatment. Like, get out of here.
And I think they can do it. Those two fighters that you mentioned can do it because they can stay at 168 for a while longer, whereas Callum cannot really wait around. If he's really killing himself, he has like another 1 fight or 2 fight left before he moves on. He might as well take the bag and then just move on after that, right? So,
Bro,
Gotta get that bag.
those dudes, listen, Derevyanchenko turned down 5.5 million and then turned around and took the same 5.5 million to fight Triple G. Cause every fighter is gonna do what CYP said. They're gonna think business first. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't care that they would be receiving the you don't care that 5.5 is the most money you've ever made in any of your boxing fights because 5.5 isn't the 30% of Canelo's purse. Like people in other people's pockets, instead of doing what Gervonta Davis did, took 75,000. He ain't counting Pedraza pockets. He went out there, knocked Pedraza into another spot, and he became champ. Now he got the big money. You know what I mean? Nah, everybody's like, yo, well, Canelo's such a tough fight. If I lose, I might as well have retirement money because he gonna retire me anyway. I might as well get that retirement money. But if I win and I ain't get the retirement money, now I got to keep fighting to retire. That's what it is, bro. Like, get the hell out of here. Like, bruh, it's crazy how many people turning down offers to fight this dude. Like, what's wrong? Like, it don't make no sense, but whatever. Jonathan, what up?
Can y'all hear me?
Perfect.
All right. Yo, for the Vargas and Ortiz, I got all A sides myself. In regards to the Tyson-Roy, I mean it's cool. Ness, I'm with you, especially with the versus the Stoneball argument. I agree with you. One thing I wanted to throw out there is, do y'all think this will be a sanctioned bout, like by the WBC or the IBF? Do you think that's something that somebody should look into?
I mean, it's an exhibition, but it doesn't. It's an exhibition, but I won't put it past WBC getting involved. When I was at the convention, they did bring up trying to sanction old timers fighting with headgear because so many old timers want to get back in the ring. They need to protect them. And he said, listen, they doing it anyway. We need to start sanctioning these bouts and making them put headgear.
Yeah, or even if it ain't sanctioned, just put a WBC belt on the line because that's what they do to promote their brand and the fight. So that was something I was thinking about. In regards to Canelo, man, it's an interesting thing because at first I didn't like the Callum Smith and I was cheering in the back like, yeah, Andre, even though he had 154 or 160. But the more and more I looked into Callum Smith, like that's a legit fight. Like dude is ranked like number 2 in the division. Benavidez and Sweet Plant Hands ain't available. Like to me, that's a legit fight. So I don't know why it's kind of getting shot down. The one thing that is weird is like you saying people turning down Canelo. And it's a twofold thing because Canelo demands so much money, so the pot ain't that big for the other fighters. But when Floyd was in this position, though he got to do pay-per-view, everybody fought him and nobody turned him down, no matter how big Floyd's pot was. So I'm just trying to figure out where that disconnect is.
Meanwhile, Floyd paid Guerrero and Ortiz $2.5 million. And he still made 30-something guaranteed from Showtime. It's all about Canelo, dog. Listen, they thought they could beat Little Floyd, who moved up from like 120-something. You know what I mean? When it come to Canelo, he's a true monster. People really afraid of him, so they want retirement money. It's just the bottom line.
I feel you on that. I mean, I didn't get to look
I'm
at
exaggerating a little bit, but I mean, yo, it don't make no other sense.
Everybody would say when you fought Floyd, it was retirement money. Like Berto didn't turn it down, but I don't know exactly what they got, but that was something that popped in my head.
Bro, listen, if you find me a Floyd opponent that got $5 million.
You don't think Sugar Shane got 5?
Hell no.
Nah.
Remember, he begged for that fight. He begged for that fight. He was
we
in the
do know
ring.
Pacquiao got more. We do know Pacquiao got more,
Yeah,
but
but
that's
that
an
you know that don't count, man.
That was like a double
that's
A shot.
I'm talking about them regular dudes, man. Them regular
Well, what
dudes.
about Cotto? What about Cotto?
That's interesting. I'm gonna Google that one right now, but I don't know. Yo,
Even so, though, I could see that one a
Floyd
little
was
more.
greedy, man. Floyd was greedy, man. He never, he gave people a little bit of money. But I'm gonna double check right now. At least at Cotto, but Cotto makes sense. You know, he was the third biggest pay-per-view.
That's what I was gonna say. Is to me, Cotto would.
Yeah.
If he was on that list, I wouldn't think it'd be weird.
He could demand a mandatory minimum, but the Guerreros of the world, Shane at the time, I think he was old. Maidana.
Man, Maidana got paid.
He got paid because of the gloves. If you take away the glove purse, take away the glove purse, and what he got?
I don't know. You gotta tell me.
He got
Let
like
me ask y'all this.
1.5 is what I remember, and maybe a pay-per-view back end. I could Google.
Yeah, and that was the killer.
We gotta let you go. The bell rang, and you giving me 3 things to Google. Now I gotta check. We shouldn't even check the Cotto Mayweather because we know he the third biggest pay-per-view star at that time. He deserved a real purse, but
his numbers with Martinez were good.
I'm gonna do Guerrero purse for Mayweather, and what's another one? Do Maidana's.
People saying Cotto got 8 million in the chats. Maurice is saying 8 million.
Maurice Lee?
No, Brandon.
Yeah,
not Maurice.
Maurice Lee.
No, Maurice Lee will be lying. He'll be saying he got like 2 million, but no, it's Brandon Maurice.
Yo, Mayweather made 32
Maidana
million.
made 3 million in the fight to Mayweather's 32.
Wow.
Listen,
so he got 500 more than Guerrero, who made 2.5.
Before that, like, what did those guys make? Also,
that was for the second. Right? That was for the second fight. I'm sorry.
In comparison, like, some of those people would have only seen like half a mil or something like that. So that's the reason why you do that. But I don't know, man.
Let's see here. Damn, it comes up right here. I hate when you Google something and it's in the print, and then you gotta find it in the article. Google needs to like hyperlink to that. You know what I mean?
That'd be dope.
Word. Guerrero been making money though. After that Floyd put him on the mat, like, he still made 1.2 versus Danny. Damn.
But that's the thing also. Like, not only you get money to lose against Floyd, but then you can still make money after that because your name, especially if you did like half okay against Floyd, your name like carries over to the next fight, and you can still get like a bit more money on top of that, right?
So Guerrero actually made 3 million. I know Victor Ortiz. This show going long. We about to get up out of here. Victor Ortiz versus Floyd Purse. I think that's definitely 2.5. Who else was popular?
Ricky Hatton.
Nah, but he's different. He's different. He brought a country. Google that, man. That's your guy. Google that. I'm on this one. How much is Victor worth? No, we need Victor.
They would have made money. Like,
yeah, it's like I keep finding the same stupid numbers on my down. I can't find a straight one for the first.
Ortiz got 2 million guaranteed as the underdog.
Ortiz did?
Yup. Victor Ortiz.
That's a lot if you compare him to the guys in his. Yeah, exactly.
Bruh, I bet you we Google right now. Let me put Victor Ortiz. I wonder if we can even find this versus Marcos Maidana Purse. Watch this. I hope this comes up. This would be so beautiful. Oh my God. Nah, look, it don't even come up. Maidana's so popular, Ortiz name don't come up. The purse for Mayweather comes up. Quickly. Sheesh. Yeah, Maidana made a career high at 3 mil. But that was the second one. All right, so that seems to be everyone on there, right? Let me double check. Oh, yeah, we got to go back to Trey in the Bay. Did she go back to the beach? I hear you, girl. Peace. Ness in the, no stainless, right? My Gene Bay, what up?
Ness, you're killing me, man. You're killing me.
What?
I've been on here for an hour and 5 minutes waiting for you.
Yo, you gotta hit me up when you see things like that happening, man. Tell those guys to tell me.
Nah, it's all good, B. It's all good.
I literally just seen you there, bro. How you been there for an hour and 5 minutes? You gotta be kidding me. I went to NO and I didn't see no M there.
Nah. Yeah, I've been on here. You went to Trey before me. Trey had just got on. I was already on for a half an hour. But no worries, B. That doesn't matter.
Apologies.
Nah, you good. I'm gonna be real with you. This Tyson-Roy Jones thing has me mad because these guys they have the names to and then they have the names and then they come on and put on a spectacle on the same night that Canelo's going to be fighting. The biggest star of our sport, where we want everybody to be coming, going to see the biggest star, the best fighter in the world, instead of seeing, my dad fighting my mother's older brother. I don't want to see that shit. They're taking away from what the sport truly is. I'm not in this boxing game for nostalgia. And I consider myself a historian, but leave that old shit back there. Stay retired. I hate it when Floyd teased us about always coming back. No, stay retired. Let these guys build the sport where it needs to. I don't need guys with fucking headgear and 16-ounce gloves. No, I don't want that. Stay out of my sport. Your time has done. You didn't do what you wanted to do in your prime. It's your fault. Stay the fuck out of here. On to Canelo. Listen, man, Canelo's gonna do what Canelo's gonna do. You're not gonna get a Canelo fighting Korobov or Hogan, Adams, Centennial. You're not asking Canelo. You can't ask Canelo to fight you fighting those guys. Okay, I'll give him credit. Derevchenko is a real fighter, but to me, he lost to Korobov. So I kind of agree with Mitty, where I could see other guys. And then I just wanted to touch on before y'all go the Devin Haney thing. I want him to take that Gamboa fight. If you can't get in the ring with the fighter you want to fight, the second best option is having people talk for you. Starting to compare, Devin beat Gamboa better than Tank. And then, these guys have egos. So they're going to come out and talk shit. So I want him to take that Gamboa. But that's it, bro. Great show as always. Keep doing your thing.
Bro, remember you're a boomerang if you just want to go through because you're the last caller, man.
Hit that thumbs up button. Support the show. These guys continue to be out here for us. We need to make sure that this show continues to grow. And if you're going to shop on Amazon, make sure you use the TBV hyperlink.
Yes, sir. Head on over to theboxingvoice.com/affiliate sponsors, and you can check out that hyperlink right there. You might as well bookmark it. Look, we've all been I do an excess shopping from Amazon without a doubt. I wish I could use my own link, but, I can't. But you could, and it ain't going to cost you nothing, but we'll get a small kickback, to continue to do things here on the show. My name is Ness GTO on all forms of social media. Catch us on the next one at 9 a.m. in the morning. Peace. It's over. Yeah. It's a long one.
At Maury Munguia on Twitter, at Maury Munguia on Instagram. Peace.
Yo, it's Coach Mide. Great to be on with you guys tonight. That was awesome. And I'll catch you later. You catch me when you catch me.
All right. Yo, it's funny, man. It's because like boxing is like this is actually like a Thursday show. We went long, man. Pretty long. Yeah. Man. Pretty long.
Yeah, I like those. Like I want boxing to be back on Saturdays, man, because I like those shows.
Yeah, he made some sense. I guess I'm just so thirsty for boxing that the fact that it came on Tuesday and Thursday, I was excited. But I get for like the hard-working blue-collar guy that is looking forward to the weekend.
He's gonna go to
kicking up his feet and cracking a beer open and watching the fights. He's missing that, so I get him. Julio, shout out to you. Hopefully boxing is back on Saturday soon. We're out. Peace. Have a good night, everyone.
All right. Peace.